Oh, Scott's here. Hangout is on air. Great timing,
I
Scott.
am here.
Hey guys, we are live with some bonus content. Scott just showed up. He's probably confused.
Out here.
Scott's here. That's all you need to know. I'm Alex O'Neill, your host as always. With me is Nobishin and now Scott. And Tony will be here soon. He went to go get like food, I think. So.
And Tony is here right now.
Tony is here.
Right now.
You guys have impeccable timing. I'm impressed.
Thanks, bro.
All right. Well, I guess let's chat. Nobishin, how's your week been?
Just busy.
Yeah, you went to a wedding. How was it?
That was great.
Out of here.
Pretty great. Just seeing old friends I haven't seen in years, and watching my friend Kim get married. That's special. So yeah, I had a good time. Caught the gardener again, for like the third time in a row. Like, cause I gave my group of friends. This has been like my third wedding I went to in a row, and that's the third time I actually caught the gardener.
So destiny is encroaching on you quickly.
Either that or it's extremely depressing. Actually, this is the first time I actually finished the entire thing. The first time I caught it, it was like really bad timing because like as soon as I caught it, I got like a text message from my friend Tony. He was in a car accident and he needed me to come get him. So I was like, oh shit, I have to leave the wedding. So I gave the gardener to Mark, and he did that. And then like after that, I went to his wedding. So that's funny. So that I went to Mark's wedding and I caught the gardener for that. I never did the thing where you have to put it back on the person catch the page. Like it was Mark's sister. And to be quite honest, I didn't want to deal with her anyway. Not that Kayla's like a bad person or anything like that, but it's like that's kind of weird.
Yeah.
And for this one, I did with my friend Ashley, Kimmy's best friend, her maid of honor. So like that was fun. Like me and Ashley are good friends. So but yeah, this will be the third time I did it, and this time I actually completed the whole thing. So I don't know. Maybe something will happen.
So at my wedding, I can bet that you're gonna put the garter back on me,
Will you be wearing one?
just for you.
I hope so. Let's get it up them thighs. You know what I'm saying? Well, I mean that's some imagery there. Scott, how does your dog?
Oh.
How is it so loud?
It's
just-
not
my
Scott's
dog.
dog. It's my dog.
Oh, it's Tony's dog.
My older brother's here with his girlfriend, and she brought her dog. So obviously, it's fucking bark hour here at my house.
I just know Scott's dog is particularly loud, so I apologize for the
Yeah.
assumption.
Daisy has always been this loud, but it's quiet nowadays, unless there's another fucking dog here. So
And here we are,
A quick
fucking dog
question,
territory.
because of me being not educated, I'm just curious.
Yeah.
For like a male gay wedding, like what did they throw? I'm just curious.
I don't know. I think it depends because like it's so non-traditional that they can kind of it's up to them to make their own traditions.
tons of floppy dildos.
So I imagine like they can do whatever they want. They could do one of them wears a garter and one of them has a bouquet if they wanted, or they could do something totally wacky and fun.
Yeah, I think it'll probably be something unique for whatever they want to throw. So, that's interesting.
Yeah, I think that makes it a lot more interesting too because it's not, like weddings are so traditionally kind of religious too. It kind of gets away from a lot of stigmas, and it's also, it's crazy and fun and unexpected.
Yeah.
I'm so
I'll
excited
probably
for
look-
Damien's wedding. You have no fucking idea. It's like it's years away, hopefully.
Hopefully, I like that.
And he's already told me I'm going to be his best man, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to have to figure something out, but I always usually do.
You have to wear a dress.
Yeah, he told me that what he wants to do is he wants to wear like a dress bottom and a tuxedo top so he could be the bride. And I said that's as long as your other groom wears a dress top and a tuxedo bottom. So.
I mean, what would he throw out? A copy of Skyrim or something?
Yeah.
That's funny.
It's like Skyrim.
Copy of Bloodborne.
Yeah, Bloodborne. I love this game. He's excited for Dark Souls 3 now. Fun fact.
How's Damien feel about Fallout 4? Does he care?
He's very excited. He never played Fallout 3, but he watched me.
It seems
play
like a
Fallout
game
3.
that Damien would get into, based
Well, I
on
told
the
him, I'm
games
like-
that I know that Damien has played.
Yeah, it's like, Damien, you know how those guys that made Skyrim made that game you like? Well, they're making another game.
Yeah.
The Fallout 3 was a game that he liked. He just never bought. He watched me play it, and he was like obsessed with it.
What about
And-
Vegas?
No, because I skipped New Vegas. He skipped New
Yeah,
Vegas.
I own it on Steam.
Yeah, I think I do too. I mean, I don't know. It just New Vegas never stuck with me. But I told him about Fallout 4. He's very excited. He's actually really excited for Hitman because he thinks it's a really interesting idea what they're doing with that.
Did he play Absolution?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's played all of them, way back to like Xbox original days and PS2 and stuff.
But other than that, it's just been coming home, like working all day, coming home. Then my niece and nephew want to play, and then I play with them. If I have time, I'll try to get away from them, break my grass from them, go see Mark and Katie. Because Katie's into Speed Dragon Age now, she's playing The Witcher, and so like I kind of want to see like almost every minute of her playing that if I can. But like I've been so busy, I haven't been over it as much as I like to. I signed up for a gym. That was something that happened this week. I haven't gone there yet. I did it yesterday because like the plan was, well, there was two plans. One plan was for it was my Mother's Day gift for my mother, and then it was like, oh, I'll go to the gym with you, and like we'll go to the gym together. She still hasn't gotten around to doing it yet because like we have to go there together for me like to pay for her monthly fee, and like she just hasn't gone to the gym yet. So like that kind of fell through, and that's the reason I haven't gone to the gym yet. And then like when my niece came here, I was like, oh, I'll just go with my niece. And she's like, yeah, I'll go with you. And then like when I finally signed up and everything, it was like, oh, she has to be 13. And it's like, oh, she's 11, so that's not gonna work. And it's not like something she can fake either because she's too immature for that to be like, oh, I'm 13. Yeah, so she can't really pull that off. So I was like, oh, well, forget it then. But yeah, that was the thing that happened. And I guess other than that, any other thing I care to mention is I played Avalon with my nieces and nephews, or my nephews and niece. There, I played Avalon with them, and that was fun. Because we only did it for 4 players, and the minimum is 5, but we did it before anyway. And we made it work. And they figured it out. They picked it up pretty quickly. It was fun. Yeah, at the time.
Yeah, it sounds fun. Like, I'm into that. I'd like to see how a bunch of kids kind of react to that game. I feel like it'd be super silly and exactly what that game should be.
Yep.
All right, is that it?
Yeah, that's pretty much it for me.
Cool. Scott, how's life been, man? I didn't get to see you this week. I was super bummed out.
Yeah. So you know that job that they didn't have a spot for me?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not entirely sure what happened, but a bunch of spots opened up pretty much on that Friday. I told you that, yeah, hey, I was not going to be here.
Yeah.
So I went ahead and I got in, and that is a 9 to 6 shift.
Mm-hmm. It's a working man's shift.
Yep.
So you're tired, I'm guessing?
Yeah.
I'm
yeah.
sorry.
Is it every day, 9 to 6?
Every day 9 to 6, sometimes 9 to 8. I did do a 9 to 8 one day.
Ugh. I'm glad you didn't do a 9 to 8 today. But I mean, you're making.
I'm also
moolah.
working tomorrow.
Oh, great! Weekends. It's your favorite, right? No,
I mean, it's 12, and I'm already just in pure overtime tomorrow.
Yeah, sure. So you're making overtime tomorrow. Do you work Sunday? Are you off?
No.
Okay, good. At least you get a day off. That's
Yeah,
rough.
there's when you have a job that takes 10 hours of your day, there's no time to even do laundry. At least not in this house, because people in this house are terrible with the laundry machine. And the first thing that you have to do before you do anything is you have to go home and take a shower.
Huh.
You can't do anything else before you go home and take a shower.
Yeah, I know that feeling. When I would work in the steam room, I would make crabs.
No. With that, you have room.
Yeah, you got room. I didn't work as long as hours as you.
Because I went ahead and I didn't take a shower one of those days to go and do something. And they pretty much straight up told me to get out because I smelled too bad.
Yeah. That's the wondrous power of fish. Fish
Yep.
scent.
Delicious, delicious fish.
Yeah, you love fish, don't you,
I
Tony?
love fish.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't make you sick at all.
Nope. My favorite food that I never eat.
What were you gonna say, Navashin?
You said you worked in a steam room?
Yeah,
Yeah,
not like a sauna,
He worked in a sauna. He
Like a
handed out the towels.
a restaurant steam room. Where we cook crabs and shrimp.
Did they have steam sales?
They should have.
Ah, bravo on that one. No. They had a Wednesday deal where you could get a pound of large shrimp for $5, which is a really good deal. It's normally like $11. Or they called them jumbo shrimp. Excuse me. All right, that's been your week, Scott. Just working.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Did you catch up on?
You want to hear any work stories? I don't really have much yet.
Okay. I
But
figured
yeah.
not in the first week. No, like crawling in an ice machine and almost getting murdered.
Yeah, that's right. That did happen.
Yeah, we remember. I remember all the
Also-
times you almost got killed, Scott.
Also, somebody made the A look like an E, so it is now actually the boner box.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Let's talk about some boner points. Not boner points. I'm thinking of bonus points. Boner content. That's where we are. Sorry, I forgot where I am for a little bit. I'm tired.
Yeah. What have
Did
you been
you-
up to?
Did you catch up on any E3 stuff, Scott, or are you just completely?
I am mostly out of the loop. I did watch Nintendo, Sony's, and most of Microsoft's.
Okay, then you got the important stuff.
That's
That's Sony press conference, am I right? Weird and
dude.
crazy.
no.
Yeah, I mean, like it was.
They had one thing.
They had Final Fantasy VII Remake, Last Guardian, and
Still
Shenmue
doesn't
3.
count.
Shenmue 3. What?
All right, I guess that does count. So they have two things: the Gorilla's new game
Gorilla's new game looks fucking awesome.
and then the Shenmue 3. That's it.
That's all it did for you.
That's it.
Okay.
Well, no, that's not all that I'm interested in. But The Last Guardian doesn't count. That looks like a 2010 game.
I think it looks better than that.
Go back and play some 2010 games. Some of them are surprisingly good looking.
No, I'm saying it's crazy. It was just a crazy press conference that they actually did announce Last Guardian. All of you said they wouldn't.
Did I say that?
I don't know. I don't remember what you said, Novershin. I know I was sitting on a couch. I'm like, Last Guardian, Greg. He's like, no way. Tony's like, nah. And then they did it. So
Yeah,
first
thing.
thing in the press conference. Final Fantasy VII Remake is fucking crazy. I don't care what you think, Scott.
Well,
It's actually
it
happened
was-
10
it was
years
just a
later.
screen cap, and quite frankly, I'm willing to bet that they're lying to you, just like they lied to Mob.
Yeah, they're just lying. It's just going to be a troll next year. They'll come out and say, it was all a joke. Anyway, what's happening with me, Tony? Nothing. I watched E3 stuff all week. And I slept at terrible hours throughout the evening because I would stay up to watch Giant Bomb fucking streams.
Right?
So, like, I woke up like an hour and a half ago from a nap that I took because I slept horribly last night. I was up till 5 a.m. But regardless,
It sounds a lot like my day.
it was a good week. Like, you know, a lot of really, really, really exciting stuff came out of this E3. So, and everything I've heard is good, especially from like the kind of funny people and the Giant Bomb people. So, which were basically that's all I watched. And that's all I needed. Honestly, they covered everything I was interested in.
Yeah.
Which was cool because the kind of funny stream was just basically Giant Bomb's evening stream throughout the day, so I just got kind of like a whole day of that in the end, which was super nice. But yeah, that's all I did this week. You know, that's kind of always E3 week. You know, Ethan like texted me like 4 times throughout the week. He's like, "Hey, like I know you're watching stuff, but if you wanted to hang out, you know, I'm like, okay.
Terrible.
Then we went out. I went out with him 2 nights ago.
Ethan is your roommate.
Yeah,
He doesn't have to text you for that.
I know, but like you know, we're both doing stuff. He's working most of the time, so he likes to he knows how I like to schedule out stuff. So we went out to dinner, and I went out. We both went out with his girlfriend. She is a
Did you do the hand motion?
yeah. What this? This is what I just did.
No, the passing my girlfriend.
His girlfriend.
Yeah, you know what? Never mind.
I don't actually
Pass
know
it.
what you mean.
Pass it.
Pass it.
10 minutes all the time.
So this woman, very nice. I'm sure she means well. She's like 0 for 2 in asking me super uncomfortable personal questions. Like
Relationship questions or like nerd shit questions?
one was a nerd shit question, the other was a relationship question. They were just like poorly delivered, let's say.
Was one of them, so where's your girlfriend?
It was basically that.
Yeah.
It was like
And you're like, oh, he's over there.
yeah, cute. No, she's like,
You really should have pointed to Ethan and said, yeah, he's right there.
she said, so why don't you date?
Oh,
Which is like arguably worse than where's your girlfriend?
yeah.
It's like,
Why did you consciously decide not to?
why don't you do anything, Alex? Why are you just like a lazy sack of shit? I'm like, oh. all I could do is laugh. I was so embarrassed. So that like I said, I'm sure she's fine, but she's made the worst impression on me. So that's been my week. That's like the most eventful thing that happened in my week.
What was Ethan's face when she said that?
He looked so uncomfortable. Like he looked like he's like, ugh. I think like that's most of the reason why I was just like, oh, I'll laugh at this, even though I feel terrible on the inside because I don't want Ethan to feel bad.
Right.
So yeah, it was a bad time. I played it off like I tend to, but it was a bad time.
Yeah, I've been there. My niece and nephew ask that constantly. Uncle Brian, what are you doing? When am I gonna get your little niece and nephew? I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, like whoa, hold on. This is like a couple of years before that shit can even before I even think about that.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Yeah, it's a stupid question that I don't think an adult should ask an adult, but it happens. Anyway, let's move on. Tony, how are you doing?
I'm okay. My day today was very similar to your day today, where I went to bed really late, then I woke up like 4 hours later, and then I was awake for about 2 hours, and I passed out, literally passed out. Like, I never sleep like face down, because how would you ever sleep that way? But I did. Yeah. And I can tell because when I woke up, my forehead was like, it had that feeling where there's like not enough blood there because there was like weight on your forehead. Yeah. And like when your arm goes to sleep, but my forehead. So, so that's how passed out I was. That was from like 1 until 5:30. Yeah. So 4.5 hours face down, passed out. And then immediately after that, I had to go outside in like the 90-degree weather today and cut the grass, and that wasn't fun. That was very sweaty. And then I took a shower, and then I ate dinner, and now I'm here. So that was today. Earlier this week, we did the E3 stuff.
Which was fun.
I still have yet to try a pizza with hot dog crust.
Yeah. We were cheated, to be fair. Like we should have had that on Monday. Like,
right? Greg typed us up so much on it.
Yeah.
So
wait, did you order it and just never came?
So Greg was like, guys, they just came out with this new pizza. It's got hot dogs in the crust, like mini pigs in a blanket.
Yeah. Tony's reaction was like, I don't like hot dogs. Let's get it.
Yeah. And then Alex was like, all right. So I was like, we'll get that for dinner tomorrow.
Yeah, he told us it's Sunday, so we were like planning out what we wanted to eat tomorrow.
So we did that, and then the next day comes around, and I'm out getting lunch and alcohol with Greg, and then I'm like, let me check on the price of this hot dog pizza, and then it turns out that it didn't come out until Thursday. So Greg lied to us.
Greg's a piece of shit. It's basically like what we're
Then we came
warping
back.
around to that.
So then we came back, and we told Alex, and Alex was like, fuck! So instead we got almost 2 feet of pizza.
Almost.
Yeah.
That's their, like, pizza box whatever deal, so, I mean...
It's like a pizza with no sauce on it, and apparently it made Damien really angry.
Yeah, they call it the...
What?
Yeah, so like it's called like pizza dippers or something. So you get like almost 2 feet of pizza. I think we measured it with a tape measure, and it was 2 inches short of 2 feet.
Why did you have to test it out? Did you have to do that?
Yeah, because it's at almost 2 feet. So we were like,
no, like
if it was at 2 feet, we were gonna sit back like, no, it's at almost.
No, the promotion is almost 2 feet
the
of
box
pizza.
literally says almost 2 feet of pizza.
And I wanted to know, like, what the exact... It's 33 inches, so... Or something, not 33 inches.
It was 22.
22, that's what it was.
So anyway, what it is, it's basically a giant breadstick with pepperoni on it, if you want pepperoni on it.
We got pepperoni.
Yeah, I think we got pepperoni. And then there's like 4 things of sauce. So you open the sauce, you take the thing, and then you put it in the sauce, and you shove it in your fat face.
Yeah, and it's great. It was delicious.
Yeah.
And Damien, when he got it like a couple weeks ago, was like, I felt so fucking cheated because he said 2 feet, almost 2 feet of pizza, not fucking breadsticks. And I'm like, Damien, it's dipping pizza. It says almost 2 feet of pizza dippers or whatever the fuck the box said. I'm like, when I hear pizza dipper,
yeah,
I
you
think
dip it in the fucking sauce. So anyway, that was our pizza extravaganza. And then after that, I left Alex's house because I was sick of him. And then I went home and I spent the rest of the week trying to talk to this lady from job and failing at it and playing video games.
Okay. That sounds like a pretty good week, to be fair.
Very interesting week. A lot of late nights.
Yeah, a lot of late nights. It's over
now. A lot of E3.
The problem is, like, when... At my house now, like, we can't run the air conditioner during the day because it's very expensive to do that. So we run it during the night when we're all supposed to be sleeping. But the third floor is nice during those times. But like when I'm like not sleeping necessarily during the day, or if I'm like sleeping into the day, the air conditioner's not been running, so upstairs turns into a volcano.
Yeah.
So I wake up and the sheets are off, and I'm like somehow like just dripping, and I'm like, it's hot. So it's yeah, I have to be like careful, like to just like I'm supposed to sleep at night. This is kind of like the world like abusing my body if it doesn't. So I have to be more aware of that. Anyway, let's start a podcast. You guys got your audacities?
Nope. Can you record me this week?
Nope.
Thanks, bro. Always got my fucking back.
Yeah, you know.
You think about buying a portable AC unit for yourself?
Portable AC for me?
I'm just saying.
No, I got
That'll be
2
solution.
fans up there. I like
Okay.
I like during the night when I'm supposed to be asleep, it's fine up there. So it's and like the thing is, I spend most of my time down here on the first floor, and it's nice and cool down here. It's like cold, so I always have like a blanket. It's like 60 degrees down here.
Guys, help! What games did I play?
Fucking, I don't know.
Fallout Shelter.
That's on there.
Okay, then you're set.
Yeah, that game's good. Why do you keep sending me like challenges on it?
I don't. It does it automatically.
Oh
I keep
my
getting them
God.
from you and Greg. And I'm like, I don't know what. Stop sending.
How
me
do you
this
even challenge? Because it's all is the points for how big your shelter is.
shit. Yeah, I don't know. Or like happiness or whatever. I don't know. It just. I bet you can just. There's something where you can go in and turn the challenges off in Game Center. So. I just never go into Game Center because like, why would you?
Yeah, why would you ever use that? So.
Yeah. All right. We all good? Good?
No, not yet.
I'm good.
So, hey, good news. I finally uninstalled the old Audacity.
Oh, you got the
Yeah, I've had that one since you told us about it, but I finally uninstalled the 1.3 beta.
Okay. Cool. 2.1's pretty good. Today is my 100th day writing.
Don't write.
Yeah, just break the chain now. Just fucking
Yeah.
burn it all down.
Just never reach 100.
You
know, because that seems like a solid thing to do.
No, I'm gonna do it after the podcast. So. I wanted to post the thing that I'm writing tonight, but I don't know. I might just post it tomorrow so people actually see it when it goes up.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'll worry about monthly passions. That's just been what's been occupying my time. Option for reference.
Yeah, that was a very interesting sensation. I've never had my forehead fall asleep before.
Yeah, it sounds gross.
I woke up and I was like, "Why is the top half of my head like numb?"
Did
Yeah.
you look at me at all?
I've had my stomach fall asleep before. Like that, like little. I have no idea.
Your stomach?
Yep.
That's fucking
felt
weird. Like your abdomen just like.
Like the abdomen was just like, I'm going to sleep now. Fuck you. It's like, I wonder if there's something wrong. But no, I got the pins and needles. It was really, really weird moving back and forth. But yeah, no, it was
Give
fine.
me 2 seconds to grab some water.
That's awesome, Scott.
Literally
I have no
like
idea how the hell it
7
happened.
seconds. Okay, bye.
Okay.
So,
I just counted down.
So more about works today.
Yeah. Did you get a fish
Okay.
thrown at your face?
No, today I was the boss of the one room I worked in.
Oh,
The
cool.
guy who's normally there doing that job wasn't there today, and I got 2 people who normally work in like the cutting room. I think they're also a little new too because I've never seen them before. So I had to tell people who don't really speak English how to do stuff.
How did that go?
I
No
made
es
hand
bueno.
motions.
Okay. Tony, did
they
it
said-
switch mics on you?
No?
And yes a lot.
Okay. No, yes,
I don't think
no.
so. I can look.
No, it's just like some air came in. It was probably
Hold
like
on.
your mic was just like,
Hold on. How about now?
Yeah, that's the studio. It's good.
Okay.
All right. Let's do this on 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boop-a-doo, boop-a-doo, boop, boop, boop-a-doo.
wah, wah, wah.
That is like the 232nd time we've done that.
Yeah, at least.
At least.
I mean, really, if you include the Tales of Zillia spoiler cast,
Alright, listen.
also known as the most important show in Irrational Passion's history.
Yeah, and the one that never came out.
It's,
Even though
you know,
you have
there's
all of the audio, so it
There's a
can
video
come out.
version of it out there that I put out, you know? It
Uh-huh.
exists. Anyway. Nasha, let me open up this in this hype meter.
I was just giving that to you, so you just. If you're
Yeah, I
curious
want it
how-
as like a point of reference.
Yeah, how everything flows through that through the conversations.
I thank you, Scott, for going out of your way and watching this press conferences. It was good on you.
Mm-hmm.
Since you skipped EA, I can let you know it was a shit show.
Call of Duty coming out this year again?
Well, I mean, EA doesn't do Call of Duty, so
Oh yeah.
unrelated. That's my Activision. Yeah, Activision. Call of Duty was at Sony, so there we go.
Ah, Nabashin was right.
Hashtag Nabashin was right.
Don't make it a hashtag. Dude.
Okay. Let's start. Let's get started. Oh, let me get the YouTube. Schmigglefams.
What?
Schmigglefams. The YouTube link.
The Schmickle fans like
Schmigglefams.
link in another language.
It is now. 232 of IP.
What language is it?
The Schmigglefams language. That was way too funny to me for me to laugh at that. It is Friday, June 19th, 2015, and you're listening to the Irrational Passions podcast. I'm Alex O'Neill. With me, I have Scott Guthier.
Hey.
Tony Horvath.
Hey.
And Brian Nobishin Jackson.
Les enfants terribles.
Guys, E3 happened this week.
E3 did happen.
Tony and I hung out for it. We were together for that entire time. Well, for the press conferences.
Yeah, I only regret it a little bit.
Yeah, only a minuscule amount. Greg was there, so there's a lot more to regret somewhere. He's just sitting somewhere, like, drinking heavily, staring into the bottom of his glass, thinking about video games. Yeah, it was a good week. Scott, couldn't join us, and we did our live streams. All of our post shows are out there. I was on the Square Enix Bonus Points post show, if you want to see my thoughts on that. I was trying to do something for Nintendo Square Enix. Didn't come together.
Hey, it's Ed. What's up?
But, it worked out. We put out a lot of good, cool content. So check that out, youtube.com/RashPassions. We talked over the E3 press conference. You can watch this as long as they're archived on Twitch, which is 60 days. Twitch.tv/RationalPassions. And if I find anything good when I go through theirs, or if Nobishin does, which he might go through them as well, I'll do like a little IP reacts type deal and put that on YouTube. Yeah, that's it for E3 content. Like, we're going to talk a little bit about it later in our middle segment because there's no other news that really happened. But if you really want to see us like react and know what we thought of the announcement specifically, we did a Google Hangout for Bethesda. We did post shows for Microsoft, EA, Ubisoft, and Sony. We'll talk a little bit about Nintendo and stuff and Square Enix today, even though there's not much to talk about, unfortunately. Single tier. But those are all out there, so we're not gonna just regurgitate the same things this time, just so people know.
You talk about our game on the show.
Yeah, we will talk about the most exciting things we saw, most exciting things we are excited about. Exciting. If I can use that buzzword a few more times. So that's what we're gonna focus on. It was a really good show, though. I'm really, really excited coming out of this E3.
One of the better E3s. Probably, like, the only thing like we're probably missing out of from actually not being here is just VR stuff. That's the buzz. That's the most buzzing thing from like almost everybody is about the VR stuff and HoloLens.
Yeah. We couldn't experience that, but regardless, like, the games are so exciting on their own that there's plenty to be excited about. That's awesome because, like, we've been talking about it for years now of just, like, E3 is getting, like, less and less exciting, but, like, tons of new IPs this year. Tons of, just new things and VR. There's a lot to be excited about.
Did E3 release its numbers? Like, this is like the most successful E3 in years or some BS like that? I'm just assuming it might be a little bit more popular because they invited the fans to actually go into the conference now, so I'm just curious if like it actually did numbers for them, if it was actually successful, like actually having the public instead of just the press itself.
Not that I know of,
Okay.
But we'll see. We'll see how it turns out. There was just a lot of people were like that Sony press conference, whether the games there were for you or not. It was pretty crazy. Just the ballsy announcements being made there, and a lot of people like coming off of that, like before the show even started, were already going nuts. So it was definitely like madness, madness in the streets. No LA basketball finals or whatever, but probably for the best. The streets were not on fire. Just the Harmonix tent outside, apparently, because that was a good idea. Let's get right into it. House cleaning. There's going to be some stuff going up. Monthly Passions is going to be up by the time this audio version's up. And an article that I'm working on is going to be up on IrratonalPassions.com. I'm not going to ruin it here because it's like the final title isn't done yet, so I don't even know exactly what it'll be called, but it's going to be really good. It's really long. It's going to be like a long form piece. I encourage you to check it out.
It's been a while since you wrote for the site.
Yeah, this is something like that I think really fits on the site as well. I could, I when I was writing it, I'm like, I could probably pitch this to that one place, but like because it's kind of me celebrating writing for 100 days straight, and just stuff like that. I thought it'd be cool to put that on the site. There's also going to be an audio version of the article that you can listen to me read the article if you so like, because I thought that would be fun to do with this. And in that, I'm going to put it out in this podcast feed. In that, I'm going to talk a bit about where the inspiration for the article came from and what I was thinking about when I was writing it. So check that out as well. And there's going to be a SoundCloud thing on the article. So other than that, that's it. Other than, Let's Plays are still going up. They will continue to go up. I'm playing Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door. That game's really fun. And I really like it. So check that out. YouTube.com/IrratonalPassions. I'm actually planning some guest Let's Plays where I'm going to be playing with somebody else. And that's going to happen.
Weird.
Yeah, it's going to be weird.
Like locally or
locally?
Yeah, it would have to be obviously you can do that over again.
No. I know there are two people that I want to do it with, ladies. One of them is for sure happening sometime in July. The other is probably happening sometime in July, as to when we're recording it. I'm also thinking about doing a second series that goes up over the weekends. And it'd just be one episode on Sundays, and then I was thinking about me playing a roguelike every Sunday, just because I've been playing The Long Dark, which I'll talk about in a little bit. And I think that could be fun. But we'll see. See how it happens. I don't want to get too ambitious, especially with, I'm just focusing on one thing at a time right now.
Sure.
But that's it. Let's talk about video games. I played a bunch of stuff this week, so I can go first.
Fuck you too.
Yeah, fuck the rest of you. No, I'm just kidding. I played the Gears of War Ultimate Edition multiplayer beta.
How much can you talk about it?
Yeah, I can talk all about it.
Oh.
There's no NDA. There's even when you sign up on the website, it's do you want to send feedback to the developer or not? Are you in this just to play it or do you care? And I just unchecked it. I'm like, nah, I'm just gonna play it. So it's cool that they kind of gave you that option though.
So how's it go playing the worst Gears of War again?
It's weird. So I played a lot of Gears of War multiplayer. Gears of War 1 multiplayer. I played more Gears of War 2 multiplayer, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And
Never got into 3?
That's the problem. I did the Uncharted 3 thing for Gears of War 3. I bought the map pack, and then what I did, I bought the season pass. I didn't even buy the map pack. What I did, and I got all of that. I'm like, every time I would download the new maps, which looked awesome, I was like, yeah, I'll go back to it when that comes out. Never did. All I did was I played 20 hours of Beast Mode, where you get to play as the Locusts, different monsters and murder people, and that shit's awesome.
You didn't do that crazy horror mode thing?
I did a little bit of Horde mode, but I did more of it in Gears 2 is the thing.
Right.
So the draw of Beast Mode, which is it's inverse Horde mode, where you have 5 people defending, and you're basically the Horde coming at them, and you get to play as the weird centipede locusts and the little bomber guys. All of these locusts aren't going to be in Gears of War 1. Also, it's a nice reminder that all the cool enemies came later in that series. Yeah, so Beast Mode is what I played in Gears 3 and the campaign 3 times through. But I don't know, you gotta imagine I was a little fatigued on the franchise by then, so it's understandable. So I played a lot of Gears of War 1 multiplayer, though. A lot. Because that was back when I was a stupid kid, and I would put on the fucking Xbox headset, and I would just talk to strangers.
Yelling in your ear.
No, that was me. Actually, no. Luckily, I'd gone through puberty by that point, so it wasn't like Ratchet and Clank Up Your Arsenal multiplayer where everyone thought I was a little girl. That was my first multiplayer jam, as I've mentioned on the show before. So I played with this one guy from Hawaii, and we played.
Was he Hawaii?
Yeah, he was Desu Kawaii, one might say. Desu Hawaii. We played through the campaign together, and then we played a bunch of multiplayer because we played on the hardest difficulty together. Because I'm like, I'm not going to finish this on the hardest difficulty if I can't talk to the other person I'm playing with. And he's like, okay, we'll do it. And we got those achievements, and that was really fun. Fuck that final boss fight. Continued sentiment. As I'm playing the multiplayer, I'm remembering all these parts about Gears of War 1 that are not like that good. I still really like that game, and I'm really excited to play it. Assuming they don't charge way too much for it.
I think it's $60.
If it's $60, I'm gonna go fucking ballistic. But there's like a few things that I've learned about Gears of War 1 multiplayer. Going back to it, one, they added like a level system, which was not initially in the game. And you can like change the skin of your weapons, but you start with a Lancer, which is the machine gun with the chainsaw, and a shotgun. That's it. No one ever uses the Lancer. People only use the shotgun in that game because it's fucking broken. So you just run up to somebody and shotgun them, and then they turn into giblets. Like, that's that game. Also,
that was how it was in the first game, right? In the multiplayer.
Yeah.
I think that's totally what it was.
That's all it was. I remember that vividly. And like, it's like Halo 1 where you can't change your weapon loadout, but there are specific areas in the map where weapons will spawn. So people will camp around them and wait. It's 4v4, and the maps are very small. Which these are all parts that I like. Like it's not many people. The maps are small, but because there's so few people, there's still a lot of tricky ways you can kind of like finagle around it. They changed it so like when you're looking at an enemy or an ally far away, there's like a red glow if they're a bad guy or a blue glow if they're an ally, which is weird. I guess just so you waste less bullets, but whatever.
Like, there's no friendly fire, right?
There's no friendly fire. Even in the there's ranked, and then there's just whatever. And even in the ranked mode, there's no friendly fire, so it seems unnecessary. It wasn't in the original, but let me tell you about 60 frames per second, right? That's all great. It looks great. And then you start doing the roadie run where the camera starts shaking like a motherfucker, and then you get like super, super queasy. And I don't get queasy in games, but like it's 60 FPS and the camera's just fucking just shucking and jiving around. It is jarring. It is super alarming because like that's immediately when you spawn in like team deathmatch on both sides, you just start running the other way and the camera's just going fucking crazy. So like I got used to it after like one match. Now it doesn't bother me, but like if you get motion sickness, honest to God that's a jarring experience. They should have like an option in the menu for you to take off the camera shake during the roadie run. Because at 60 FPS, it's a lot. Yeah, it's still fun. I played a lot of it. I played like, and by a lot, like I played like 20 matches, and they're all pretty long. Because it's first to 2 round win matches as opposed to just a match is 10 minutes that's over.
Does it feel like I don't know, like what? Like almost no offense to Gears of War, kind of probably sounds offensive, but like the most last gen thing you can have is just like a cover-based shooter. Does it feel like they improved at all, like from what it used to be?
No, I mean it feels like Gears of War, which is like go up behind cover. The thing is like with the no loadouts and just like random weapon drops, or not random, but the weapon drops are at the maps and stuff. Like the thing about that is it's like boiled down to just like a competitive experience. The problem is people will like just roll out of cover and then hit you with a shotgun and you're dead in one hit. That shit still sucks, but it's fun because it's just like you don't have to worry about weapon layouts. Everybody starts with the same guns. Everybody can get the other guns if they get to them first. And it's just like that's it. Like it's just run and kill and don't die. So it's exhilarating. It's still really intense because of that. But like the best mode where like there's no respawns is not in the beta. I was talking to Sean Pitts about this at Sean Twisters on Twitter, Is like that's the most fun mode, it's the most competitive mode because it's like 4v4, start on opposite ends of the map, no respawns, and it's like first to 5 rounds wins or whatever. That's the best Gears of War mode. And it's not in the beta, so I don't know. It is just a cover based shooter, but it's also like when you're playing against other people, it's really competitive. It's really fun. And Gears of War 2 and especially 3, where you could customize your loadout and stuff, and the maps got bigger than they needed to, and it was like 6v6 or 5v5 or whatever. It got away from that a little bit. It's still great, but when it's just so boiled down, it's its own thing. So, that's Gears though. I played more Witcher 3. I went back and started side questing. I got all the Ursine school gear, and I've been just getting the Witcher school gears, so I could start crafting them. Really excited too. But that's like all I did in that game. That game is so good. I don't know. Like I just went and played more of it. I'm like, oh yeah, this game's awesome. It's also super great being like I'm like a level 37 now, so I just like get on my horse. And, like, you do so much more damage when you're on Roach, so I just, like, slash the sword and everything just splits in half. It's fucking awesome.
I did not even know that.
Yeah. It's just, like, you split in half.
Funny, because I noticed that while I was doing the little play that I did.
Yeah. It's like you do, instead of, like, you can't critical on the horse, but you can do, like, a set amount of larger damage on the horse, it seems. So if, like, these guys are taking a couple hits and you're on the horse, it's probably not a good idea. But if you can just, like, roll through there and one-shot them, then fucking do it because it's awesome. It's just fun. Fucking Bethesda released that Fallout Shelter game that Greg and Tony and I all started playing. And it's actually really fun. It's silly. It's basically, imagine, like, the base building stuff from XCOM. Where like they're like contributing resources, right? You need food, clean water, and electricity, power to run all of these things. And so you have to build those 3 things, and then you also want to keep your happiness up, and you do that by kind of like in Tiny Tower, you put people where they have the highest skill, so that way they're having fun and they're happier doing their job or whatever. And then you can also build like a radio station so people have more fun. Or like it makes everybody happier, and people will slowly get radiation poisoning. You have to build like a med bay so they don't turn into ghouls, and like there will be raider attacks, and you can you don't have to wait for anything. You can click a rush button on anything, and it'll tell you the % chance of failure. And if it fails, then like they call them disaster will happen. Like rad roaches will break into your like that room or whatever, and you have to have them kill them. Or there'll be like a radiation exposure, or raiders will attack, or something like that. So like you can rush everything. You don't have to wait for anything in the game if you want. So there's no like paywall to that. But you also risk like destroying that area or getting somebody killed or something. So, it's fun. It's cute. Tony, I don't think can talk at the moment, so we can get his thoughts a little bit later, but it's free, it's fun, so I like it a lot because it has like the XCOM kind of base building feel to it. So that's Fallout Shelter. It's on iOS now if you want to get it. It's on Android too. Apparently, they just didn't promote that during the Bethesda press conference.
Do you think Scott would like this?
Scott would like it. Yeah, I think Scott would like it.
I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, I mean it's free. If you don't like it, just uninstall it.
Yeah.
It's got like kind of like that Fallout aesthetic to it. It's silly.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing I played that I actually ended up buying this week is something called The Long Dark, which is an alpha. It's an early access game on Xbox One, of all places. So they announced during the Microsoft press conference that they were bringing a game access or whatever to like early access basically to Xbox One. And it launched during the press conference with 2 games. One of them was like Velocity Ultra or whatever, and the other was what's it? The Long Dark, the game that I was playing, of course. And I don't know, it's really cool. I played quite a bit of it. So get this genre you've probably never heard of: first-person survival adventure game. What? There are no games like that. Ends up, never ever before, where you have to craft stuff like weapons and stuff to survive. Never existed. So it's kind of, I'm kidding obviously, but it's kind of it's a genre that's been out there. It usually, like, of the things that I've tried of it, never really stuck with it. But the one that I did really like was that zombie game that came out for Xbox 360, which I can't think of the name of right now, of course.
Okay.
What'd you say, Nemershin?
State of Decay.
State of Decay, yes. And I like State of Decay a lot. There's no multiplayer aspect to it. It's single player. Same with The Long Dark. I think that's kind of like why I gravitated to it a little bit more. So I played the 60-minute trial. You get a 60-minute trial with any early access game on Xbox One. So that's why I was like, I'll give this a shot. And I really liked it. I wanted to play more, so I figured, it's $20. I'd buy it. And I played a few hours of it now. The whole idea is like you're stuck in the Canadian wilderness, so it's freezing outside. So you have to micromanage your food, your fatigue, like how much energy you have, your water, and your cold, like how cold are you? And you can freeze to death, or you can get attacked by wolves and die, which happened to me multiple times. And it's really just, I wouldn't say it's fun, but it's kind of like enjoyable in that, I like kind of like everything. The map is set, but there are kind of like landmarks that I've started to recognize that are in certain places, and I know how to get between them now. So like you go to this, it's like, oh, this is like a trapper. Like somebody used to live here, but they're not here for some reason. But there's a gun here. There's not always a gun there. It's all randomly generated drops and stuff. Like, oh, there's bullets and a gun here, and maybe like a trap that I can take from this house, and medication. Like, okay, now I want to go to this lodge house or this cabin or whatever that I know is here, and kind of get supplies. But like crafting stuff takes like a long time. You have to survive for days and days to do some of that stuff. So I'm gonna keep at it. I was thinking about maybe making a video series out of it, just because it's fun. It's one of those games that people like to watch because it's different every time. It's a roguelike, so of course I would gravitate toward it. I don't know. I like it. It's got a really cool art style, and just there's something about it that I really like. I'm gonna keep playing. But that's all I've been playing, so we can move on. Scott, what about you? Did you play anything this week?
I played one thing, like an hour of it. I played Space Engineers.
Woo! Space Engineers! Did you make space? Did you engineer space?
Fucking no. This game is... You're pretty much like The Long Dark, except for in space, but not accurate towards space.
Okay.
Case in point, you take your helmet off, you're not dead instantly.
Weird.
Yeah, it takes like 10-15 seconds for your health to drop to 0.
Okay. I mean, there was that, like, that one thing where it's like, if you hold your breath in space, you can get 10 seconds or whatever. I don't know.
No.
It was in not Series of Unfortunate Events, it was, that other thing.
No. The second that your skin hits that vacuum, your blood starts dry vaporizing.
Yeah, it's
and then you die.
Yeah, the whole idea,
pretty
like,
immediate. You have 5 seconds if you're lucky.
Yeah.
And you happen to have an extra oxygen tank on you while you're sucking it out.
It's a shitty 5 seconds, though.
Yep.
No, it's that infinite expanse. Like, it's gonna tear you to pieces because all your body wants to do is spread out because it's a vacuum, like you said. It's fucked up. You should take to people listening, they should take like astrology or physics or biology because that shit's fascinating. Anyway, continue, Scott. So it's his first person survival game.
You just You go in, you say, all right, I'm going to spawn. Then you spawn, and you're just floating in space. I'm like, fuck?
Oh God.
Of course I was with people. So I go ahead, I somehow make it into an asteroid, and I die hitting the asteroid. So I restart, try again, and this time I figure out how to actually, move. It has gravity kind of, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where if you go ahead and you turn your dampeners off, you will forever move in the direction that you were then going.
Okay.
Even if you try and change your direction, you are still going the same speed in that the direction you were originally facing, and then you're going additional speed in the new direction too. So you're now going diagonal.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, you gotta go ahead and you gotta control that if you wanna get places.
That's pretty clever. I like that.
You pretty much start with a drill to mine the asteroids that you're nearby, as well as a welder to put together shit.
Okay.
Which basically you have you hit I for your inventory, and then you can go ahead and pick pretty much any block in the game. And game works in blocks.
Wait. Are you telling me this is Space Minecraft?
Pretty much.
Yeah, I'm watching, I pulled up a trailer of it, and yep. Alright.
Yep.
It kind of looks like a Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts also a little bit, with the building the ships and stuff. So what's, the end game? Is it to,
I have no idea.
take over the world?
There is no world. There is no planet.
Damn.
You're just in space. And you have to deal with it.
Alright. You're just in space and everything sucks, so, good luck. Do you like it? Are you a fan of it?
Not so far. I hear there's some mods being worked on for it.
Mm.
Is this one in early access? Beta?
Yeah, it is.
Thought so. Because, you see, I didn't go and buy it. Somebody was like, hey, you will like this game. And I'm like, yeah, you guys are going to go ahead. We're going to play it for all about 5 hours total, and then nobody's going to touch it again.
Is that what happened?
Well, so far we've only got 2, so there's 3 more to go, then we'll see.
Okay, cool. Testing the waters, though.
Well, yeah, I mean, I said no, but, yeah, then they bought it for me. I was like, all right.
Hey, man, you didn't spend any money, whatever.
Right. That is exactly how I feel about that.
All right, I'm into it. Okay, I will continue to update you with my long dark stories, and you can continue to update me with your space engineers.
Will do.
Anything else, Scott, or is that it?
That was it. That's all I have to do.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you've been busy with work, so I feel you. Nobshin, what about you?
It's more The Witcher, and that's pretty much all I've been doing. There's not really much more I can say. I just doing more side quests and finish all the Witcher contracts. I haven't done any of those really, or at least not that much of them. And I got maybe 10, 11 left after catching all the posts. So yeah, I'm just playing more of that. And you forgot to mention, Alex, about the Smash DLC.
Yeah, fuck, I did play that. That shit's awesome.
It's pretty good.
It's so good. So
I don't have it.
Scott, you haven't played it yet? You should come over at some point and we'll play it. It's
gonna have to be on a Sunday.
okay. Possibly. We'll work it out off script. But Tony and I played some. I played some before then. They added Ryu, Roy, and Lucas all in one day. Man, did that shit leak all right, though. Holy shit, man. They patched it in Japan the day before the Smash Brothers Nintendo Direct, which I still ended up watching and stuff. I mean, what else was I going to do when I would try to refresh the fucking store for 2.5 hours? But yeah, they patched it so those characters were in the game, and then someone was like, "Let's just go through this patch code." And oh, not only is Lucas here, but so is Ryu from Street Fighter and Roy from Fire Emblem. And then people were just playing it on streams throughout the last Saturday. So like that was fun, and like they found like the victory videos of like when you win in classic mode, and they uploaded those to YouTube. I'm like, oh, that's Ryu. That's like you can't fake that shit. That's real.
Yeah.
And like I was freaking out. I sent everybody a message in the group thread in the morning. Yeah, I was just super excited because it was like, oh, this is gonna drop tomorrow. This is done, which was awesome. But yeah, of all the stuff, I didn't think they were gonna throw in another third-party character as like the first major DLC character, which was really cool. It was a nice surprise, save for the fact that it was not a surprise at all. What do you think of it, Nabishin?
That's pretty good. I haven't played too much of it, mostly because the GameCube adapter is like at Market Kitties, and like that's the only time I really play Smash like seriously.
Mm-hmm.
But like I was playing this a little bit with it, and like it's fun. Like really, I'm surprised how much detail they or how much care they put into doing Ryu as far as like if you want to play like, the classic way you can, and then when you do, there's like more buff to its stuff than it would normally would. So like,
Yeah.
like medium and strong attacks and stuff like that. I just thought that was awesome for what they did for that.
Yeah. And he has like a move that's like better at breaking shields, specifically, which I thought was really cool. And yeah, like just holding down the attack buttons to do like the light, medium, and hard kicks and punches and stuff, and just down to forward and doing a Hadouken, and it will do like a little bit more oomph if you do it that way instead of just hitting the special button.
Right.
And like he's like super powerful too. Like he hits really hard.
Yeah.
And I just
Roy is kind of OP too.
Roy is super OP. He's
like it's just like it's like playing Smash Melee all over again. Like just like just do an up and smash, and like you almost see someone out almost immediately.
Yeah,
like, that low enough.
It's like he was like super not that great in Melee. He was like Marth is better than him in almost every way, and now he has his own gimmick. Like he does more damage toward the base of his sword. So if he's closer to someone, he does more damage, as opposed to Marth, who's like the very tip of his sword does more damage. Same with Lucina, and like that's a really cool thing for Roy to have like that his own shtick. And he's got this fire element attached to more of his attacks than he did initially, and he just feels a lot better too. He's a little bit heavier, and he feels good. He feels like a contender. Obviously, they need to make him less powerful. I'm sure it's like they've been patching that game like once a month, so they'll continue to balance him. But he feels really good,
which is super nice.
Yeah, it's so nice having like a Smash Brothers in the modern era. Because like I was playing Wario, I'm like, oh no, they debuffed Wario a little bit. I'm like, oh, because I could tell the difference. Like some of his attacks just didn't hit as hard. But I'm glad that they continue to update that stuff.
Did you get any new stages?
Yeah, I got all of them.
Cool.
Because like whatever, they got all my money. Whatever DLC they're gonna put out for the game. I decided not to get it on 3DS. I was like, I'm not gonna play it on 3DS. So
yeah, that's smart. I did it anyway, but whatever.
Yeah, like I saved $5 by doing that, and like that's a significant enough amount of money that I'm like, okay, yeah. Like I like to play this mostly with people, and if I want to play it, I want to play it on a GameCube controller now because fucking they've ruined it. So it's just all those characters feel really good, especially Lucas. He continues to feel great, and Ryu and stuff. So they're really doing right by that stuff. And it's so cool to have a Street Fighter character in Smash Brothers. It's so cool. So especially one that feels like a Street Fighter character. Yeah, it's really good. Thank you for remembering that.
Yeah. That's pretty much all I've been playing. There's nothing but The Witcher for me. It's going to be nothing but The Witcher until Batman, which I just bought yesterday. So.
I bought it yesterday too, yeah. I'm excited. Oh, I'm so excited.
Do you do Gamer Club Unlock, or do you just do digitally?
I just do it digitally.
Yeah, I'm just saying because it's been saving me a lot of money because I just bought Batman for like $45 so, because of that.
I maybe I'll start doing that because I mean like I do like having it digitally, but it'd be
Yeah,
nice.
I believe me, dude. I'm there with you, but it's like I can't argue with that because like when I pre-ordered Batman, I got a $10 gift card for pre-ordering him, and then like there's already 20% off for buying it new because it's a new game, and then I had like a $5 rewards card, so I put towards that, so I made $45, and now I have $10 for the next game, whatever comes out next. I can just get $10 off of that. So it's like, why the fuck not? So I'm collecting this again just because of this.
So if you just get the game new, because I doubt I would get like the gift cards and stuff. If you just get the game new, 20% off, how much would that be off?
That is $47 like altogether.
Jeez. Yeah, I just like it because like, I mean, you said that we could use it or whatever. I wasn't thinking about it, I guess. But I maybe I'll do that for the next one because
I mean,
with as much shit that's coming out this year.
Exactly, it makes sense because like in Gamer Club Unlocked, it only costs $30, so it's like why not just do that? So.
Yeah.
2 years.
Yeah, that's a good fucking deal. All right, I'll keep that in mind. Thanks for bringing that back up again.
Yeah.
But I'm super pumped for Batman.
Definitely.
Like the embargo came up today. It's gotten a lot of really, really good reviews. I haven't read any of them because I don't want to know anything about that game anymore.
Me neither.
And, yeah, I'm just like, I had to control myself not to play Arkham Asylum recently, so now I'm like, since I didn't play that, I really just want to play Batman now. So I'm just super excited to just lose myself to that game. All right, I think that's it. Tony, can you talk? I doubt it, but Tony's got a situation, going on. He's shared a room with an office, so he's got people talking in the background.
I'll narrate it for us.
He said he'll type out the games he's been playing for us. He says Witcher is boss, but he spelled it B-A-W-S.
That said balls.
Nah, you have to put the L there. He says Ciri, who you can play as in The Witcher, is cool because of blue dash thing, which is her elder blood power. She can kind of move through space and time. It's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, she's like when we do our most OP, she's definitely on the list.
Oh, totally. Especially like at the end, where it's just let me just cut everyone in half. But like, I'm sure for you especially, like having like worked through that game so much, having that at the end was fucking like, oh yeah, fuck the Wild Hunt. I'll tell you what. Tony says, Fallout Shelter, get on my level, Alex. I'm like thousands of points ahead of you. And I've been very, very casually playing it. I restarted. I only check it like twice a day. Although I've been.
You restarted?
Yeah, my Fallout Shelter.
Did you get into like a black brick wall or something?
Yeah, I like ruined everything. The big thing is like putting people. Like I didn't know how to make everything better. Like my happiness was super low. So the big thing is like putting people where they have the highest skill instead of putting somewhere they'll be miserable. So. Mm-hmm. It's like Tiny Tower in that regard. He said new WoW raid tier comes out on Tuesday, so he's excited for that. Not Batman, but that's something. And he said audition guitar mode is life, so that's good. I really wish Tony would stop playing that game. He had to leave one of our E3 streams, like go into the table behind me and play audition because I don't even know. I don't. There's no actual good reasoning logic. And like,
was it during EA or something? Where it was boring or what?
No, I think it was during Ubisoft or something. I don't remember.
It was entertaining.
Ubisoft was entertaining.
Yeah.
He said it was like for 5 minutes, chill. It's true. It wasn't for that long. Greg, the best part about it was Greg was really confused. He's like, "What's audition?" And I'm like, "Greg, just don't." Greg, just don't ask questions. And I said it's like a bad rhythm game, and Tony's like, "No, it's not." I'm like, Scott said, and Scott's played it. I haven't, so I trust Scott's opinion. It's like Scott said it's terrible, and I'm like, I trust Scott. And Tony's like, Scott hates rhythm games, and I'm like, That's not entirely true.
No, he likes Rhythm Heaven Fever.
That's exactly what I said. And Tony was like, Rhythm Heaven Fever is a very particular, stylized rhythm game, and I can understand why Scott would like it, but generally...
That and I like Dance Dance Revolution.
Yeah, there you go.
But that's pretty much it. Everything else, nah.
Yeah. I mean, you could say, I like The Long Dark, but you could say I hate first-person survival games, but that still wouldn't be true. You can like one of them. Whatever. What I'm just saying, Tony just said same shit in the chat. The reason Tony can't talk is because he's in a room with someone talking, so he can't turn on his microphone. It's just going to be a goddamn nightmare. So we're narrating for him. We're being the story for Tony. He's living through us vicariously. Anyway, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk about what we were really excited about that we saw at E3. And that's going to be, like, again, we're just viewers of E3. We're consuming it from home. We are not there in person. So we're going to talk about what we were most excited about, new IPs that we were most excited about, and how did we feel about it overall, as opposed to just talking about news, because I don't think any news has really happened since Thursday.
E3 is news.
E3 is all the news. So, and then we'll talk about Nintendo and Square Enix as well. So, we'll be back in just a little bit, guys. I hope Tony's having fun somewhere.
I mean, you know exactly where he is.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yay! Alright, I'm gonna go get a drink. I'll be right back.
Ditto.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom, so I'm gonna be a little while.
I'm back. Now you're all excited. Especially you, Tony.
Nope.
Time to check out my Fallout shelter.
How many dwellers do you have?
20.
You need to impregnate your women.
That's what I've been doing, Tony. I've been playing it very slowly. I know how to play a goddamn video game. Thank you.
It's really annoying, to be honest.
Listen, man, I've got this one girl who's got, like, the highest fucking charisma in the world. She
like
just likes
10?
to go to Pound Town. Yeah. She's a super freak.
I suck you in a weight training room, and you've been there for like 3 days just doing
Just
crunches.
fucking getting swole as fuck.
Doing so many crunches.
Dude, I'm a swole motherfucker.
Uh-huh.
Fly, motherfucker. That's a fucking B.O.B. song. Oh, you grew up. Where can I put you? You're an adult now.
I've gotten to the point in that game where, like, when I send a dweller out, they're gone for like 3 days.
They're just like hanging out.
They go for 2 days and then they turn around and it takes a day to get back.
Yeah. I mean, that's good.
Yeah, and they bring back like 30 things that are all like, I already have them. So storage buildings are actually important.
Yeah. How's the work situation over there?
It's going. About a little less peachy than you might expect.
Oh, I meant like your dad working.
Yeah, that's exactly what I mean.
Okay. She's not feeling well.
Oh no.
Gotta get some hot rads. Is that a hand growing out of my stomach? I mean, I hope not. There we go. Man, everybody's gone for a long while.
I know they're dead.
Don't say that. Oh boy, a raider attack.
Send people to the front door.
I know.
If you move people to the front door, once the attack is over, they'll just go back to wherever they were. It's
Okay.
pretty sweet. Also, when you're dragging people around, the room will be highlighted green if it's the right room for them.
I know.
Yeah. I didn't know that for a long time.
Hey, I'm back. Hey, Scott?
Just waiting on Scott, yeah.
Oh my goodness, that noise.
Damn! Murdered the fuck out of those raiders. Scott, come back to us.
He's dead.
I think he said he was going to be pooping for a while.
For a while.
Okay. Got some downtime. Thank you to the people watching, bearing with us during our break. I should set up a thing that just says tweet your questions at IrratonalPod. Justin said he'd send us an email. I forgot to check that.
Shout out to Bracktack. Who watching? That's a hashtag.
Hashtag Bracktack. Hashtag Nobshin was right. Oh, we do have video comments. Kingdom Hearts is light. From Justin. And Bracktack says, hashtag why don't you date? Hashtag socially inept. That's nice. Thank you, Jacob. That was on point, as the kids say. Tony, your Bloodborne adventures are all on YouTube.
Yes.
No, don't compose.
What do you look at doing this?
Finally back.
There he is.
Yay, Scott. Alright. Get this news and gaming thing rolling. Are we all good? Nabashin, I don't know if you're coming through the right mic.
Am I not?
Not on Hangout. I would just check and see.
How's it sound now?
Much.
Yeah, it's better.
Is the recording mic the same?
The recording is on Snowball.
Okay, cool. Just a Hangout then. Man, that is a big difference. There we go. All right, now we're good to go.
It's so long now.
News in gaming.
Where are you pointing to?
I don't know. First tab. Let's talk about some news, guys. E3 is the news this week. News to make the blues about. Namishin, you have this excellent composed list of all the video games shown at the press conferences. And beyond, I believe.
Beyond.
So let's talk about Nintendo and Square Enix. I keep wanting to say Sony, since we didn't actually get to talk about them. So I was really down on Nintendo. When I first saw them. I went back and I watched it, and I was better about it. It's still like kind of like it wasn't what people wanted, I think, but they had a totally fine showing. I just like they really focus more on the stuff coming out between now and next E3. And that's cool. Like that's what Microsoft did. Microsoft just, I think, had more games to show that I was interested in. But Nintendo had some nice surprises, like Mario and Luigi Paper Jam, which is like something that I wrote in a fan fiction blog post, it seems. which is a Mario and Luigi game plus a Paper Mario game all rolled up into one. It's,
What does this do to the Mario timeline? Yeah?
dude, like, it's a mess, really. They gotta... I think it's time to start, like, a reboot, you know what I'm saying? Where Mario's, like a Jamaican plumber without a mustache. Just, like, change the whole thing. They also announced, Legend of Zelda Triforce Heroes, which I'm sure Scott is very excited about.
Yep.
Is it like Sonic Heroes?
It's just like Sonic Heroes. There's 3 heroes, right? Tails is useless.
Oh wow! I didn't even think about the 3 heroes shit.
I told you it fucking worked better than you thought.
Oh wow!
So it's a multiplayer Zelda game. It's online too. They confirmed. When I went back and watched that. It's like, yes, there's online multiplayer to this. Thank God. So Scott, Tony, and I are probably gonna wreck some shops on that, if you know what I'm saying.
Yep.
We're gonna build that totem.
How does it sound to you, Scott? Since Four Swords is your favorite Zelda.
Yeah.
Pretty much. So far it sounds really good, so long as they do it Four Swords Adventure style and not Four Swords the add-on to the Game Boy Advance port to the A Link to the Past.
Yeah. They said it's way more cooperative focused. Like, there's no competition throughout the levels, but there is a player versus player coliseum that you can play around in. That's what they were saying on the Treehouse stage. So that sounds fun. I like the idea that there is just like, let's just play a Zelda game together instead of let's play a Zelda game together and fuck it up and ruin it just because.
Well, I'm still gonna fuck you over with the boomerang bomb thing.
Well, listen, Scott.
Nah, fuck you. Don't pick up a boomerang then.
The whole thing
Don't
is
do it.
You can play it single player. I don't know if there's going to be an overworld that you navigate alone and then you matchmake in the dungeons. They did show like a little bit of like a town, and it was just like regular Link, but Link goes to this place that's very fashion aware, or whatever they said. So there are different like outfits that Link can wear that give him different powers. I thought you'd be a little upset though, Scott, because it's green, red, and blue Link, no purple Link.
I am a little upset about that.
They took out your favorite.
They do think I'm my favorite.
He's got a deep-ass voice.
But
they're making like another.
They're making another multiplayer Zelda game.
Yeah, like
which at Adventures did well.
Yeah. Adventures did well, just not well enough, I think, to merit a sequel, and I think that's why it's been 11 years.
Yeah. And they didn't do well enough to merit a sequel because guess what they did?
They ruined it.
No, they fucking used the Game Boy Advance or the GameCube connectors, which pretty much nobody had, and there was only like 3 games that used it.
Yeah, the 3DS seems like a really great platform for it, especially since there will be online co-op.
Right.
This is just like really exciting. Like, I'm sure, like you thought, Scott, I didn't think they'd ever do another one, and they are.
Yeah. I would hope, but no, I really didn't think they'd do another one.
Yeah.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The Wind Waker style, like the animation style, because like there's always like 2 types of Zelda games. There's like the regular Zelda games, and then you had like the Wind Waker style type of games. Like, is there like a person who just does that? It's like there's like someone other than Anonuma who just like who does that style of the game with that art style? Because like
see. There was
I'm just curious, like, because did Anonuma do Wind Waker?
He did, but he didn't do Spirit Tracks or the fucking Phantom Hourglass. So like there are other Zelda directors. I mean, like,
yeah, obviously.
Aonuma he produced like the Capcom ones, for example, but he didn't direct those. And there's one that he didn't direct between Skyward Sword and something, but I'm not sure which. He didn't. I don't think he directed Link Between Worlds, but because he was probably working on this Wii U Zelda game. I don't know. Like I don't know if like the director or I'm pretty sure all the art at the very least is just derivative of the like that initial art like from Wind Waker, and like this is kind of a merging of styles between A Link Between Worlds and Wind Waker. It's not necessarily A Link Between Worlds top down. It looks like it. Then you see Link's face. It's like, oh, that's like the Wind Waker stylized face.
Right.
Yeah, the director is Hiromasa Shikata, and I don't know necessarily what Zelda games he's directed. So
Okay.
but that's coming out this year also, which is cool. I remember when I said, like, I thought they were making another 3DS Zelda game. I didn't think it would come out this year, though. But again, that's pretty cool. We'll play that, I'm sure, and have a good time. Any, like, other big stuff? They announced, the name of the new Star Fox game is Star Fox Zero. Everyone who played it said the controls aren't very good.
Yeah.
I'm still interested in that game. Like, seeing it again.
I kind of am too, not being someone who played Star Fox before.
Yeah. Again, the first time I watched the Direct, I was like, no, this is not what I wanted. Second time watching it, I was a bit more positive on things. Still looks like, a little hazy, but they did say that there are control options that don't use motion controls. And, could be cool. It could be good. There's no online multiplayer or anything like that. I feel like that could be really cool in a Star Fox game, though.
Multiplayer for the Star Fox has always been...
Yeah, but it could be fun. Like, even if they said there might be co-op in the Star Fox game. They might be able to put that in before the game comes out, and I think that'd be really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Probably the only thing I'm curious about is just the length of the game, because it could be like Star Fox 64 in like 20 minutes or something like that. So,
but like
I mean, I'm not one person like, oh, it has to be $1 1 hour type of bullshit or something like that.
Well, it's like with the Star Fox thing, it was 20 minutes because there was something. There was I want to say 5 tiers of worlds.
I think there might have been 4, but there are multiple different paths.
There are multiple different paths you can take. Right, and you have to go to get the best ending. You had to go best all the way through.
Yep.
And there were only like a total of 3 endings, but
but there were planets that you could still miss.
There was a ton more planets and massive ton of areas that you didn't go through between those tiers of endings.
Yeah.
Are you guys Star Fox fans? Like,
I've always really liked Star Fox.
64, and then the Adventures when it came out of it, I thought were good.
Yeah,
the original was okay. I played that.
The original didn't do it for me.
The 64 was really good though.
Yeah.
Okay.
I really liked Star Fox Adventures. I liked Star Fox Assault for the GameCube, save for the on foot sections, just like everybody else. I liked Star Fox Assault for a lot of reasons, though, because, when you were doing the R-Wing stuff, even, like, the Landmaster stuff, and it was, like, the on-rails experience, Star Fox experience, it was really, really good. But, like, when you go... when you compare, like, the all-range mode stuff, which is where, like, you have, like, a big sandbox that you can fly around and do dogfights and stuff with Team Starwolf, usually, the N64 ones were just better than the GameCube ones. I never played Star Fox Command on the DS, but I really like the series. They're just like since 64. It seems like they've been trying to change it, and I'd really like them to go back to the Star Fox 64 roots. And that seems like what they're doing with Star Fox Zero, and I'm pretty excited about that.
Okay.
Just going through, they showed off the Skylanders. For fucking the Bowser and Donkey Kong Skylanders, which the Bowser one looks super fucking cool. Let's just put it out there.
I'd say they both look pretty cool. Yeah, Donkey Kong more goofy than cool.
Yeah,
but,
Donkey Kong definitely looks more goofy. I like that this is an amiibo and a Skylander for people who do like Skylanders. Again, like, whatever. This isn't for everybody. It's probably not even for any of us. But like, you rotate the stand and you can use it as a Bowser amiibo. And then you rotate the stand, you can use it as like a Skylander. I think that's a really cool, really smart way to introduce those characters to that game.
Only for Wii U, right? Not like
Wii U.
Not could do that for PS3.
Yeah, because there's only going to be amiibo Skylander figurine for Wii U. So, so that's actually a pretty cool exclusive for Skylanders on Wii U. Like, if I was a kid and I liked Nintendo, I mean, I probably already have a Wii U, but like that would make me want to get Skylanders. So,
That if you had Skylanders.
yeah, it would make me see like, oh, I like Nintendo games, I like Skylanders. Let's get the Wii U version. Yeah. The vehicle stuff still doesn't do it for me, but at least Bowser and Donkey Kong come with their own vehicles. Fucking Metroid Prime Federation Force, fucking the biggest slap to the face to any Metroid fan ever. Oh my goodness. Like, when I was looking at it again, I'm like, this game looks okay, but it looks like a shitty DS game. Like, it doesn't even look like a 3DS game. And they're putting the Metroid... Like, that is not a Metroid game. Like, they're only putting that logo on there to make it maybe sell a little bit more. And you don't do that with a franchise that you haven't put an iteration out for 4 years. Like, you don't do that for that franchise, I feel like.
Worked for Skylanders.
Yeah, apparently.
For Spyro. I'm
Fucking
joking. Did they
Spyro.
just cut him out?
Yeah. And then they took him out forever. He's dead. Yeah, it came off as insulting both times I watched that press conference.
So it's just the whatever thing?
It's Blast Ball, which is that multiplayer thing. That's the multiplayer mode. But it's also like this 4-player cooperative campaign where you play as Federation soldiers, and it's set in the Metroid Prime universe. No Samus. So,
Right.
it's like, even on like bare bones, it's not even a Metroid game. There's no Samus in this game. So, I mean, like, it's cool to play like a cooperative game set in the Metroid universe. Like, that's cool, but it just seems like all the wrong ways to do it. But we'll see. You know, I've passed a lot of judgment on that game, but it could be okay. Like, Metroid Prime Hunters definitely wasn't like that great. And this seems to be more in line with that, but we'll see.
I think the bar is is it better than Other M?
Yeah, I mean, Other M isn't terrible. Is the thing.
I was joking anyway. I never played it.
It's you know, Other M has a lot of fucking issues. We can be real here. Fire Emblem Fates. They showed a fucking amazing trailer for Shin Megami Tensei Cross Fire Emblem with zero context as to what was happening.
Or subtitles. That was weird.
It's so great, because I'm watching, I'm like, whatever this is, I'm picking up what you are putting down. I don't give a fuck what's happening. She is dancing and singing on stage, transforming dresses, riding a unicorn or whatever. I am so on board with this. And like, I feel like there's gonna be somebody who's like super not into Japanese games watching this, like, what is I feel really
Oh, you mean like everybody on fucking Twitter? Because that's how fucking was. Like, what am I even looking at right now?
It was so funny to watch that, because I knew exactly what it was, and I'm like, yeah. So I just thought it was funny. Xenoblade Chronicles X coming out this year still in America. Whatever. Animal Crossing Happy Home Designer.
Are you interested in that game, Scott? Because I don't know.
That's a good question, actually.
The Xenoblade Chronicles X. I mean,
I should be. Comes packaged with the first game, right? Something like that?
I don't know.
Or is they did something with the first game to make that
it's
one
on the new 3DS game.
Oh yeah, that's right. Shit. That's what it was.
It sounds like it's not related to the first game, because they were saying something like
I don't think so.
Earth being blown up, and the first game very much does not take place on Earth. The first game, actually, a little dressing, since I did play a little bit of it. It's cool. There were like these two giant statue-like things. They were gods that were battling, and then they got clashed in with each other when they both hit each other, and then they like turned to stone, and like they're the two gods fighting like in this giant ocean. Right? Like, enormous. And, like, I don't even know if that ocean was attached to the planet, or if, like, that was just, like, infinite, the infinite ocean or whatever. So they fight, they kill each other, then they turn to stone, and then, like, the world of Xenoblade Chronicles is those two statues. Like, grass and, like, it zooms in on the statues, and, like, grass and rocks and villages and people are living on them. but they don't know that they're on these two giant gods. It's actually kind of cool.
See, when I see every time I see Xenoblade Chronicles X, I just think that's the game of this year that Scott will really like, and then you don't like as much. So it'll just be basically Bravely Default and Ni no Kuni, and it's like this should be game of the year. You'd be like, no, it's not that good, Scott, and just have that argument.
That much about Ni no Kuni? I don't remember, at least.
I'm trying to blank on that one too, but then again, that's me.
Yeah. I don't know. I like Ni no Kuni. It's a good game. It's a fucking another slap to the face. Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival. This is like Nintendo's conference. I think the reason like it really rubbed me the wrong way is like, oh, you need an Amiibo to play this Animal Crossing game for Wii U. That's actually just fucking Fortune Street. Yeah, looks pretty. The release. Yo, but that Yoshi's Woolly World game. Again, big ups to Nintendo and everyone who brought a female out for their press conference.
Except Sony.
Except Sony, that's right. They didn't. God damn it, Sony. Sony. But Nintendo even did it. Nintendo's listening, and they got the graphics. It was like a production coordinator to talk about the graphics design of Yoshi's Woolly World, and just everything I hear about that game makes me smile. Like, it just seems like such a magical game.
Sure, but I couldn't give a fuck about that game.
I really want to play it because that's something that Ethan and I can play together and have a lot of fun.
Oh, I'm sure Ethan will fall in love with this.
He
loves
the
Epic Yarn
so much. So we're gonna have fun with that, I think. They're making another Mario Tennis game.
Oh, you skip the Yokai Watch.
Fuck Yokai Watch.
It's the next big thing. It's the thing you're going to hear about forever.
Yeah.
I'm probably not going to get it, but I don't know.
Hell no, you're not.
It'll be something like my nephew will like ask me about, and I'll tell him one about it, and then be like, "Oh, this is so cool." So
I remember when they
first
first invented Yokai Watch. Yeah, and then they closed out in Super Mario Maker. So that was it.
I think the game's the truth.
This is the new truth. I wish I was like more interested in it. Like, I recognize everything that's amazing about Super Mario Maker. It looks great, looks super fun. Like, it's not drawing me in. Like, I don't know if it's necessarily for me, which is fine. I'm super jazzed that it exists, though. Like, I don't think I'm gonna pick that up day one, though. I think I'll pick it up down the line.
Sure. I just want to play it.
Yeah. I wonder what levels come in with that game, because they're fucking crazy.
That's what I'm mostly
hopefully are the
in.
ones that they what's it called?
That the Nintendo
showed
World,
off.
Yeah, championship.
Yep.
We all watched that as well. The Nintendo World Championship, which was awesome. I was rooting for my good friend and lover Ego Raptor. He's none of those things to me, but I love Ego Raptor. Aaron Hansen. I was rooting for him, but he got it to the third round. He did pretty good. I was
fucking
impressed.
Mario Kart, man.
Yeah, Mario. That having played that 200cc shit, like, it's vicious, man. It's
especially on Baby Park. Woo!
Dude, yeah, I was watching that. I'm like, oh, yeah, God, I want to play this, but also this is brutal. It's cutthroat, man. It's fucking cutthroat.
And they announced Earthbound beginnings at the World Championship, which no one was caring about. So,
although that's really cool that they're bringing the Mother one over for the first time to the U.S.
I'll probably pick that up.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll bring over Mother 3 at this point. With that, like, it's kind of dumb that they didn't just port Mother 3 over, but I guess, like, you get to see Nin 10 and, like, kind of where that series started before you jump into Mother 3. For people who don't know, Earthbound, which came out in the United States as Earthbound, is Mother 2 in Japan. It's the sequel to Mother, which is an RPG that came out for the NES, which is much like Earthbound and Mother 2. Mother 3, again, the sequel to Mother 2 or Earthbound in the United States, never came out here. Even though it was supposed to come out on N64, come to the West, it was going to be a big deal. Never happened. But regardless, what did you think of the Nintendo Direct overall, Abishin?
Hot street trash. No, it wasn't that bad. I'm being funny, but like, no, for the most part, it disappointed me in a lot of ways. Like, you didn't talk about Rhythm Heaven, 3DS that's already out in Japan, and They're not talking about localizing it here, which was really disappointing to me. And I don't know. Nothing really got me. Like, if I didn't see the World Championship, I probably wouldn't even care about Mario Maker right now. Like, honestly, so like, most of everything for that direct didn't really do anything for me. Star Fox was cool. Hopefully, I like it. Platinum Games is doing it, so that kind of gets my interest. But I don't know.
Platinum Games is actually making every video game ever, though. So
this is true.
What about you, Scott?
Yeah, I'm different on this one. I thought Nintendo's was one of the better ones. What I saw.
You only saw like 2.
I saw 4.
I'm joking.
Although Nintendo definitely, like, you have a soft spot in your heart for Nintendo.
Well, there's that, but it boiled down to 2 things. For me, if you like variety in your conferences, like talking about a bunch of different things, not just games, Microsoft definitely topped the list. Talking about games and releases, then Nintendo's right up next to them.
I definitely think Microsoft and Nintendo had the right idea of what to do. I just don't think Nintendo presented it as well as Microsoft did, to me.
But the Muppet shit was really great.
The Muppet shit was hilarious.
That's the best thing from that direct.
It was because I missed the opening. I jumped like right into when they started Star Fox. So when I went back and watched it, I'm like, this shit is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I just like the fucking Reggie doing the push-ups and
Nintendo
Miyamoto.
63, Nintendo 64.
Miyamoto like living in fucking the Mushroom Kingdom in his office. In his dressing room. It was so good. I love the Miyamoto Muppet though. That's my favorite. Just like the whole expression and the hair. It's my favorite. Also like seeing man, I could listen to Miyamoto talk about literally anything forever. Like him talking about like going to this shrine and walking under arches and thinking about like the architecture of it and being like, when you see an arch, you just want to walk under it. Like you want to go through it. And it's like that was like my main philosophy when I was building the world of Star Fox. Like these arches, and like you want to fly through them, and you'll get stuff when you do. I'm like, that's fucking so cool. Like that's so awesome. And like when him and the other Mario director were like, we've been working together for 30 years. Here are our original sketches of how we made Super Mario Brothers. Like the original shit. That was so fucking dope.
Yeah, like for me, I think you guys are a bit too down on the 2 games that didn't do anything for you. Actually, like the 2 ones that you consider a slap to the face. That Animal Crossing Amiibo thing, and then the Metroid thing.
I mean, like I'm down on that. Like I said, I was more positive on the second way through it, but like I don't care about Skylanders. I don't care about Hyrule Warriors Legends or this Metroid Prime Federation thing. Fire Emblem isn't coming out until next year. Same with God, I don't even know if Shin Megami Tensei Cross Fire Emblem is coming out next year. Don't care about Xenoblade Chronicles. Don't care about Animal Crossing Happy Home Designer. I do care about Yoshi's Woolly World, and I do care about Mario and Luigi, and like that's it. Like there were 3 games that I really care about, which is Zelda Triforce Heroes, Fire Emblem, and Paper Mario and Luigi Paper Jam. And like Woolly World is one of those things like I don't know if I'm gonna get because I don't know when it's coming out. It's October. They announced the release date.
Yes, they did.
It's just like most of it was a wash for me. It's like they spent a lot of time on stuff like I'm not interested in, and they very specifically didn't talk about things that they need to talk about. They need to talk about what they're doing with Virtual Console. They did say that they're making some kind of addendum to Club Nintendo, and they haven't talked about that at all.
Where's Zelda Wii U?
I didn't expect Zelda Wii U because they said it wouldn't be there.
Of course
not. But like in its absence, they should have had something more to talk about. It just felt like a lot of what they're relying on this year is 3DS games, which is fine, but like if Star Fox had looked more like the Star Fox game that I really, really wanted it to be, which I don't even know what that could be, I would have been more excited, I think. But it came off as lackluster in the end. Plus, they didn't announce anything new, and I think that's not an issue. They just put out Splatoon, which I really want to get. It's just like Sony and Microsoft both announced new stuff. Even Square Enix announced new stuff. So like it was rough company to be in. But you were more positive on it, Scott. I mean that's good.
Okay. Sony announced 2 new things.
Microsoft announced 2 new things, but they were both really exciting, I thought. So, it's not necessarily
And wasn't Triforce Heroes a new thing?
yeah. Triforce Heroes and Paper Mario and
Yeah,
Luigi.
there you go.
Those were both 2 new things. Everybody announced 2 new things. I'm just saying like a totally new game, like a new series, is what I was saying specifically.
New IP.
Yeah, new IP. Like Sony had fucking Horizon, which looks goddamn incredible, and Microsoft had Recore and Heavy Seas, or Sea of Thieves, not Heavy Seas. Why do I keep saying Heavy Seas? It's an alcohol brand. But regardless, like I'm glad that you were positive on it, Scott. I mean, I definitely think Triforce Heroes is gonna be our jam this year, regardless. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not like I'm not judging it specifically on what I want from the conferences, because in that regard, E3 is just bad this year. All of it.
I'd say, yeah, I completely
all of
disagree. All of it.
All of it.
I thought E3 was magnificent this year. So overall, but like Nintendo, they leaned a lot on games that we had seen them show off before, which is fine, but it was just disappointing, I guess. But regardless, we'll keep moving. We'll talk about Square Enix, then we can talk overall. Square Enix had a very... I mean, they had a press conference, as like Nabashin, you brought up to me, Vinny Caravella from Giant Bombs, like it's like a middle school play put on by middle schoolers. That was Square Enix's press conference. It just felt like they had never done this before, so it felt like they had never done this before. It's very dry. They had like developers come out and talk about like these concepts that they wanted to implement, and then show a trailer, and then that was it for every game. So Just Cause 3, they're making a sequel to Nier. Sure. I still really want to play that game. Rise of the Tomb Raider Go, which was a nice surprise for people who didn't know about it. Dragon Quest Heroes, they're still making that game. Final Fantasy VII Remake, great presentation of that, where the producer for Kingdom Hearts comes out, says like something in Japanese, nobody translates it, and then it just cuts to a Final Fantasy VII Remake trailer. Nobody translates it. It was wonderful. Then they get their translator on his game. He talks about Kingdom Hearts Unchained Key. I still don't know if that's coming out this year. They said now in development at the end of that trailer.
Yeah, I think it'll come out this year.
I hope so. Then they showed off. Then they're like, Kingdom Hearts 3. Like, let's put as many things between when we say Kingdom Hearts 3 and when we show Kingdom Hearts 3.
Hey, let's have the guy who directed Tangled to talk about Tangled.
Yeah.
Being in Kingdom
like,
Hearts 3.
Hey, we're making a Tangled world, which I was like, yeah, fuck yeah, you are. I'm very excited about that.
Yep.
Although I think they're probably going to do a Frozen world as well. I mean, why wouldn't you?
You would think so.
Yeah, you would. You would hope. But anyway, they got the producer who looks like Master Xehanort to come out and make a joke that landed with 4 people. And then they talked about Tangled's going to be in Kingdom Hearts. They showed off what Sora looks like now, which was a very exciting moment for me, and probably just me.
Did you see this, Scott? The trailer for the game?
I did not get this far on the
Dude.
Dude, it's Kingdom Hearts 2.
It's like yo, we're doing like Kingdom Hearts again. They showed a 2.5-minute trailer, like that actually looked like in-game trailer for Kingdom Hearts 3. And they showed off the Tangled world. They showed off Sora running up Mount Olympus, chasing the fucking Rock Titan, which looked awesome.
Showed all the summons with the Disney parks rides.
Yeah. They showed a bunch of summons with those Disney park rides, like the fucking riding on the chariot, like Helios' chariot and everything, and the big pirate ship swinging, and Sora turning his Keyblade into 2 pistols and like shooting like pellets and stuff. So they showed it off. Looks really quick. Looks really good. It looks
young
like
Ericus, young Zero talking to each other while they're playing chess.
they're talking about the Keyblade War. I don't know if you're familiar with this. And when like that started, I'm like, oh, I know who these two are.
Yeah,
no
exactly.
one else does.
Yeah, exactly.
And they've already started doing the English voices for that, which they did a similar thing with Final Fantasy 15. So that don't take that as an indication as it's anytime soon. But they just showed enough of it. It's like this actually looks like a video game that's gonna happen, which was like all I wanted to see. They showed way more than I thought they would.
Yeah.
Which it makes it better and it makes it worse because it's like, oh, I want this. I want this to be real, but it's definitely still far off. It looks really great. Like it looks like a great Kingdom Hearts game. So it's coming out 2017. That's still my guess. 2017. But yeah, it looks good. I'm pumped, man. I'm fucking pumped for that. Look up that trailer when you get the chance, Scott. Just because it's awesome. They showed off more World of Final Fantasy, Hitman. They kind of actually explained what Hitman was.
Like kind of an episodic game, but you could buy full price and get like everything from it. That'd give support for like over a year, I believe, something like that.
Yeah. Which, like I was talking to Damien about it, my friend Damien, who's like the only Hitman fan that I know. And he's like, that actually sounds kind of cool because when you get a Hitman game and you just blow through all the content, it's like, well, now there's nothing left. Like, I like the idea of being able to play it over time, and like they were talking about like these missions that are going to be available for 2 days, where you have to find someone in one of the open world sandboxes, learn enough about them to be able to make a hit on them, and then make a hit on them, and there's 2 days real time that you can do that in. And like it's supposed to be something like where the community works together to find them and take them out.
That's cool.
Which is really cool. And like they'll be doing those. I don't know if they'll be doing them every week, but they kind of made it sound like they would. Which I think is fun. And like that was like something that he was the most excited about. It's like, if this can be something that I can boot up every week and do something new in, that's cool. I'm like, yeah, that is kind of cool. So it actually got me a little interested in Hitman. And they're just calling it Hitman. It's coming out this year, too. December 8th. Digital only release.
Lots of December releases this year.
Yeah. A lot of stuff that might not make it out this year, but we'll see. Star Ocean, Deus Ex. Those were... They just kind of just showed trailers for those. Man, that Star Ocean segment, though, went on way too long. I'll tell you that much.
I like the ambition though, because it's like, oh, we know what people say about JRPGs, and we're trying to improve. Yeah. So that's a good sentiment.
That was really good. Square Enix is starting to come off more of like as a Japanese company that's cognizant of the West, like aware of it, and I think that helps about them having all these Western studios.
Yep.
They showed off the Tokyo RPG Factory, which is working on a completely new IP, a new JRPG from Square Enix. Of apparently like a good team assembled, called Project Setsuna, which is coming out to consoles next year. So that's really cool. It's not they were like, this is not a spin-off, this is not a sequel, this is a totally new series. And I'm like, that's cool. It's not going to be called Final Fantasy, and Square Enix is making it. That could actually be, something awesome. Feels like the last time they did it was like Chrono Trigger, so it's been a long time. And that was it. Final Fantasy 15 was not there. They said it wouldn't be, so. I thought that conference was good, honestly.
Yeah,
it was just boring to watch.
Yeah, at least the trailers were entertaining, but like, just their talking segment wasn't all that entertaining. The guy in Nier Master was very entertaining, though. I will say that.
Apparently that guy doesn't like to show his face, so... but yeah, Scott, all you need to take away from that is there's a Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer that you should watch. That makes that game look like a video game. It's good to see, like, it's been long enough since that original release, like, this is what this game looks like. Like, this is it running in Unreal Engine 3. Like, they wouldn't put it out after having announced that whole debacle and stuff. And like, this is what this game is going to look like when it ships. So that was just super nice to see. God damn, I've watched it like 3 times since then.
I do too.
I gotta stop, man. It's like that Persona 5 trailer. It's just like, oh god, it looks so good. It looks like everything I wanted from that sequel. And
So, did anybody else get the kind of vibe that people at E3 were talking about not quite the things that they had, but the things that needed press?
yeah, there was a lot of let's announce this, and it's probably not coming out anytime soon.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was my thing was the Sony press conference, and I got a lot of fucking flack for this. Like I said, like, and I put it out on Twitter like this. If you think about it for too long, the Sony press conference was actually the most disappointing press conference. Because all the stuff that they unveiled that I'm really excited about isn't coming out anytime soon.
Yep.
It's like
That is why when I said, the 2 best conferences you've got so far is the Microsoft one and the Nintendo one.
yeah, like Microsoft fucking killed it. Like they're like, listen, look at all these games that are coming out this year. Look at all these games that are coming out, like Recore, that new IP from Inafune and Metroid Prime, that's coming out early next year. So like that's first 6 months next year. And it's like, oh, and we didn't talk about Quantum Break, Scalebound, and like one other one I forgot the name of. Crackdown, and like we're going to talk about all of those at Gamescom. So you're going to see more of those games still within this year, and they're coming out next year. It was just like, wow, like you presented this really well, you talked about it really well, you're doing backwards compatibility, which is fucking huge. It's like you have proved that like an Xbox One is kind of like the system to own this year, I think.
Definitely.
And like I was saying that, and people just weren't getting it. It's like, well, like there's like the least risk.
Well, there's also that, but they announced the cross-platform between Windows 10 and Xbox One.
Like the streaming the games and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Apparently, like, they talked more about that during the PC gaming thing that I only watched.
Yeah, so, like, do you actually need an Xbox One is the question?
You do.
Do we know that for sure? Are you
yeah.
just assuming so?
You can stream Xbox One games to your PC if you have an Xbox One in the house on the network.
Mm-hmm.
That's how that works. And vice versa. So, yes, you do. But that's still really
going to be relatively useful. That's going to be relatively useful for me.
Yeah.
Because I can't play games like The Witcher on the PC, and that's what I have it on.
Mm-hmm.
So wait till that feature comes out, then I can play that downstairs on the Xbox.
Yeah, there's stuff like that could be really cool.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to know more about how it works, but I'm sure they'll get into it when it's closer to launch. It's just like, as far as features go, save for like, hey, let's announce a $150 controller. It looks like a pretty sick controller. Microsoft like really, really nailed it. Plus, they announced a new Rare game that's a pirate game that I'm excited about. I haven't been excited about a Rare game in a long fucking time. And regardless of like, that's not
It's ukulele.
Yeah, there you go. Regardless of like, that's not the Rare game that you know, or like the Rare developer that you know, it's still really cool. Like, it looks like a really good game. And Greg was also really interested in that because he loves pirates. But yeah, I agree, Scott. Like, you know, if we're talking about like this year, like games that are coming out this year, fucking Microsoft killed it. Goddamn killed it.
And that's probably like, the biggest problem with Sony's conference is like, for a business standpoint, and not to talk about like hype and excitement, but from a business standpoint, like you have a good momentum, and you're kind of fucking it up for yourself because like they can catch up just doing this. So that wasn't really good business sense not having like at least something for this for the bottom quarter of this year. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's like, you know, I get it that Microsoft's, you know, whatever, this idea that like more PS4s are out there, Sony's got this lead time, they've got room to kind of like wait for their first party studios to put out games that people are excited about. But like, you're right, Nobshin, the thing is like Microsoft can catch up in this time big. Like, they're not that far behind.
Not to mention what they're packing with the Xbox One is much more than what the PS4 has currently.
Yeah.
Mm.
And it's like
most of PlayStation's old exclusive games, like let's see, like Final Fantasy stuff. Now it's going to be the Kingdom Hearts. We already know that.
They're all coming to Xbox One as well.
They're all going to Xbox One too.
I guess like the devil's advocate part of that is that does exclusive really even matter anymore? Because like Sony is sweeping up the third parties now. Like pretty much other than Fallout 4, like they pretty much got like every major third party that matters right now
But
for
like
them as far as exclusive content.
Microsoft has Metal Gear Solid 5 and Fallout 4, and like that matters so much. Like, it matters so much, especially this year.
What did they have with Metal Gear Solid 5?
They announced it, like, last year's E3 when Kojima came out and showed off that new trailer.
Kojima came out on Microsoft 2 years ago. It was on Sony's last year.
It was on Sony. I don't know. Microsoft said they had something with Metal Gear Solid 5. It was, like, insignificant, but it was something. I don't remember what it was.
I don't think it's anything. I think it's brought him on stage.
Fallout 4?
What? What'd you say, Scott?
Sony's not getting Fallout 4?
Well, there's going to be...
Mod support.
PC mod support only on Xbox One. So,
For now.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
Yeah, it's pretty big. Like, and apparently Bethesda said that they want to do that on PS4 as well, but, you know, if like there are contracts in place, then they can't. They can't, so... and I assume the Xbox One is probably going to get the Fallout 4 DLC first as well, so...
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
I don't know. It's just like there's an argument for both, like, you know, PS4, like the big like shit your pants moments of Sony's press conference of like The Last Guardian exists again. It's coming out next year. Shenmue 3 is happening 2 years away at least. Final Fantasy VII Remake is actually there. We're actually going to do it. We've been joking for 10 years, but like let's get serious. We're doing it. That's like 4 years away. Like at least 3 years away. Because fucking Nomura is directing that. And he's probably going to want to finish Kingdom Hearts 3 first. Or else Square Enix is going to have another nightmare on their hands. They're going to have their own fucking Final Fantasy 15 all over again. And I don't think they want to do that again. So, like, he'll be, like, torn away from that for at least 2 more years. It's just, like, that's not coming out anytime soon. Horizon looks amazing. Could be next year, but that's still next holiday at the earliest. It's just, you know...
And I'm pretty sure it's going to get pushed back.
Yeah, I mean, it'll probably get delayed. And, like, they might say, like, oh, it's coming out in summer 2016 at the PlayStation Experience this year, and then it'll get pushed to the next holiday.
What is even coming out in the next year? Like, from the next June 2016, what is coming out for Sony in that time frame? Because I can't think of anything.
Uncharted 4.
Okay, there's Uncharted.
Possibly No Man's Sky, but that's also PC.
I'm pretty sure that'll come out this year. I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just assuming.
Yeah, that was the other thing. We learned that No Man's Sky
is
dropped.
a video game.
We knew that for a while.
I know,
Shut
but
up.
they actually played it, and we actually got to see what it looks like when it's being played. That was nice.
Yeah, they. I'm not sure what kind of exclusivity they had in the first place.
Yeah, people don't know still. It's definitely PC, PS4, but people don't
Which
know.
Which also will now mean Xbox One.
Well, possibly. We don't know. Like, we don't know if Sony can basically, with a contract, tie that up, so it can't.
Well, but you can stream it from the PC.
You can stream Windows 10 games, but if it's just Steam, it has to be compatible with Windows 10, like the Windows 10 store. So, I don't know. Like, again, we don't know enough about how that streaming from Windows 10 to Xbox One works. But regardless, I don't know. Like Sony, like Uncharted 4 and No Man's Sky, those are big, but like, I don't know anything outside of that.
I mean, like, I'm just saying the other side of the coin, and like, you know, like from people that I've seen, like on Twitter or stuff like that, or on Facebook, my friends from Facebook, like Mark is selling on PS4 now because of No Man's Sky and Uncharted 4, because he wants to have the PS4 for that, you know, like even just the announcement of even the hope of Final Fantasy VII is coming is a good selling point for a lot of people that I know personally. So
that's
I don't know.
Like that's coming to Xbox One at some point as well.
Sure, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying, like, this is what I get through the feeds right now. So that's what they're saying.
Like they won a lot of good heart. Like they won people's hearts and minds with their press conference. They just when in like 6 months when people realize there's still nothing out for this system, like people are gonna be upset.
There's nothing really to pull you specifically to that system.
Mm-hmm. Like no exclusive, nothing that you can only get on PS4 is gonna be there.
Right. So, me realizing
how about 1080p 60 frames per second?
That could be the selling point for some people. For a lot of people, it doesn't matter.
For most people, it really doesn't.
Yeah, it really doesn't.
But anyway, I don't give a shit. I'm getting Xbox One this year, so
no, it's a nice conversation to have.
Right, but like me realizing that second of, I'm saying Sony's conference not good.
Mm-hmm. Like I think it was a really great press conference as far as like a presentation. And it was really exciting to watch. But like again, I stand by my point of like if you think about it for too long, it becomes the most disappointing press conference because you're like, oh no, none of these things. I'm not going to play any of these for at least a year.
And quite frankly, The Last Guardian could still flop.
The Last Guardian could very well still flop. I'm so excited for that game though. I'm glad that they at least said like 2016. If it gets delayed though, oh my god. People are going to lose their minds. Again. It was cool that they opened the press conference with that. Also, Microsoft showed off Dark Souls 3. How about that? Yo, apparently, Scott, I read some previews. Dark Souls 3 is where it's going to be legit. Miyazaki's directing it. It's happening. Like, because I was watching the Kind of Funny stage, and they had Aaron from Game Grumps on there. And
that's why you watched it.
Yeah, that's why I watched. That was the only reason.
That's pretty much the only reason.
No, that was one of many reasons.
One of many single reason.
But Aaron was like, "Yeah, I just went and saw Dark Souls 3," and it was funny because it was like a presentation like behind closed doors, and Miyazaki was there, and he's the guy that's directed Demon Souls, Dark Souls, Bloodborne, for people's reference, and he's directing Dark Souls 3, not the director from Dark Souls 2. Is this gonna be like not as good like Dark Souls 2? And Miyazaki's like, nah, guys, don't worry, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be. I'm doing a bunch of crazy shit. It's gonna be great. Don't worry about it. I'm like, God. So if you didn't like Dark Souls 2, which I like Dark Souls 2, and I know you do too, Scott, but like Miyazaki's going crazy on this one, so we're gonna have fun. And apparently they're doing the weird shit from Demon Souls to bring it back. So. Get excited.
No feeling that it feels too soon or anything. I think I asked this already, but I'll ask it again.
Yeah. It sounds like it's going weird places, so I'm on board.
Yeah, sure.
Well, once again, so long as it doesn't go to the weird place that Bloodborne is, then they're safe.
It sounds like they're not going to where Bloodborne is because Dark Souls is so different than that. Yeah, I don't know. I'm excited. Like, I don't know if it's going to be what you necessarily want, Scott, but if they're doing, like, the weird Demon Souls shit again, then it's probably going to be what you want to play, Scott. So. It's not too soon. Not for me, not yet. I haven't fatigued on this franchise yet.
The difference between Demon Souls and Dark Souls is, like, the difference between the Zelda games. And I guess, for somebody who doesn't know, playing one Zelda games means you've played that Zelda game.
Yeah. Like, it's the difference
playing
between...
Modern Warfare 4 means you've played pretty much up to Black Ops.
Like, here's an example, Scott. The difference between Demon Souls and Dark Souls is the difference between Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. Completely different. Same, like, controls, completely different. Like, we're talking different
you can't even fight the same way in those games.
Yeah, it's a whole other thing. But, you know, with the same kind of like, oh, this is like, this plays like this.
Hey, would you go so far as to say difference between Skyrim and Fallout?
Yeah, I would, actually.
Yep.
We're, like, dropping all these hot comparisons. Anyway, let's talk about, just generally, to close out this segment. What were you most excited about from E3? Doesn't have to be a game, could be a concept, whatever. Nobishin.
Virtual reality.
Virtual reality. Are you seriously excited?
No, not at all.
I'm pretty excited for a fucking augmented reality, I'll tell you that much.
Just a quick run through Super Mario Maker. That's one of the good ones for me. I say I'm like half mass with Fallout 4 right now.
Okay. That's pretty good for you. I mean,
yeah, it's like you know, it's a matter of just a waiting see type of thing. I might just buy it like I did with Bloodborne and just maybe not like it afterwards. But you know, it might be something I actually will buy and just try to just test it out for myself to have an actual opinion on it, since I've never played one of those games before. So it's just one of those things. What else? Looking through the list. Cuphead, most definitely. God,
yeah.
I want
Are you
Cuphead
still
so
excited
Well,
about
if you've never played one of those Skyrim Fallout games, then yeah, definitely go for the Fallout.
Yeah, Fallout's way more approachable than Elder Scrolls.
Because one of the biggest draws to the open world games is that it's open. The open world is seemingly vast.
Yeah.
It's not like Mass Effect where you go to a planet's kind of empty. There's no real point to being there.
Yeah.
It's not like that at all.
Yeah. Like there's a something
It's
everywhere.
much more similar to how The Witcher's world is, except for there's not too many places where you're walking and then immediately you're like, oh, I shouldn't be here.
Yeah. Fallout's a bit more lenient with that.
And then like the other thing is, back to what I was saying in the beginning. The big problem with that game is that the big draw to that game is that it's open world, which is also the big fault to those games. Because across those games, if the open world is what you go for, and if that is the most you play of those games, which was what I did, then none of the rest of the line have much for you. If none of the other parts of the game appeal to you a lot.
Yeah. I think that's why I liked all of them, because they all have other things that I like the stories and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Are you still excited about Cuphead, even knowing it might be just like a series of boss fights?
Yes, totally. Like, I really haven't seen any previews for that, honestly. But like whatever, man. I'll go blind faith on that one. Like, I'm super excited for that one. Ever since I saw it last year, I've been excited for it, and I still want to play that game. Like, no doubt.
It's hard as balls, apparently. Also.
Yeah, I'll get into it.
Yeah, you will.
Backwards compatibility for Xbox One. I'm legitimately excited for that. Just because it actually does a little bit more than just like it increases loading time, and like it actually improves, not really improve textures, but like it loads the texture better. So pretty much every Unreal 3 game from last year will actually like pop up in the right way. So yeah, that excites me. Like, I would love to play Mass Effect on my Xbox One, which is a stupid thing to say, but yes, I would like to do that.
But it's so huge. I feel like a lot of people don't understand how big a get that is. It's humongous.
Yeah, and especially when your competition can't really do it either. So yeah,
Yeah, like
that's a slap in the face.
Sony was like, we're not doing it, and
Yeah.
it's just like people who have 360s, like you lost them pretty much.
Yeah.
And that's big. Especially like we're still relatively early on. Like there's still the people that are waiting now have been waiting for the games so that they can upgrade. And now it's time to upgrade. And if you have a 360, you're like, I'm just gonna get an Xbox One. I can play my games on it. And like, even though there's like this illusion of backwards compatibility, like not all of them are gonna be there from the get-go.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I have faith that they'll probably update this more than the Xbox original stuff, because it's so much easier. Manufacturers just have to opt into it. So, continuing option, sir.
Just quick run through like Mass Effect, Andromeda, obviously for obvious reasons.
So like,
what's up?
can we talk about Mass Effect Andromeda a little bit?
Sure. Okay.
New Galaxy could be like all new story,
Definitely.
like all new characters, maybe even all new
100%.
races. Like, that makes me so much more excited for that game.
Yeah, it's completely new. It's something. It's like literally hitting the reset button for everything you know about Mass Effect. So that's pretty cool.
Because for people who don't know, Andromeda
Maybe.
is our closest neighboring galaxy. Maybe, but like they said, like there might be stuff that comes over.
But I mean, like all the stuff that happened in the other galaxy.
Yeah.
Still there? Huh?
It's still there. It still exists over there. And
See?
maybe there will be like kind of like cross galaxy where like you're playing as a new race and you're whatever and like they'll eventually meet. And that actually sounds really cool. Like
I don't think they're going to do the cross galaxy thing.
maybe. Like, you know, that's more preach and that's holiday next year.
But it gives them the groundwork going forward for that to happen.
Yeah. I'm really excited.
I will be upset if it happens in the next game.
I bet it would happen toward the end of it.
I bet it's going to be teased instead of actual happen.
That's what I would hope for, but you know, gotta get that cash money.
What?
Anyway, I don't know. No, get that cash money. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Gotta get them credits. Yeah,
That's better.
Mass Effect Andromeda is like, assuming it's still like, you know, dialogue, RPG, action, like balance of those three things. I'm so excited. So
Yeah, no doubt. Mirror's Edge looks cool. Mirror's Catalyst. South Park: The Fractured Butthole.
butthole.
Yes. Street Fighter
They're
5.
making
looks
another
cool.
South Park game, Scott.
Yeah, I know. That looked kind of funny. For me, that was pretty much all that was and wasn't there.
Okay.
Because I'm not playing that game.
Okay. Yeah, you were one and done. You got what you needed.
Street Fighter 5. Oh, that looks great.
That was awesome,
Yeah. Like, even though those were the big three, The Last Guardian, Final Fantasy 7, and like Shenmue 3, like none of them really appeal to me. Like somewhat The Last Guardian, but I was kind of late on those eco games to begin with. But you know, of course, I want to play that still, and still looks great. But like, it's not too high up for me. That's more like I'll definitely get it no matter what. But like, you know, I'll you know, I'm not like super ecstatic about it to get The Last Guardian.
What else did the Eco do? Shadow of the Colossus? That's them, right?
Yeah, Shadow of the Colossus.
That's it?
It's Eco, Shadow of the Colossus, now Last Guardian. Last Guardian was supposed to come out in like 2008, though. So.
Right. So, I mean, like, at the same time, like, to me, this is coming up to be like that Duke Nukem game that Greg likes.
Yeah, Duke Nukem Forever.
It
is
that
like
thing.
the emotionally resonant version of Duke Nukem Forever.
I am anticipating the product will end the same too.
Hopefully it'll be better.
Yeah. Rise of the Tomb Raider, Uncharted 4, and of course Kingdom Hearts 3. And then Metal Gear Solid 5. But if I were to say like one for my game of the show, I think the thing that most depressed me was probably Mario Maker.
I think that's fine. Because, like, we didn't know if that game was going to be good, so...
I mean, it sold me just for the world. Like I said, if it wasn't for the World Championship, I don't think I would have really got that game. Like, that thing wouldn't, like, really appeal to me as much. But now just seeing that is like, oh, I haven't really played, like, a good 2D platformer in a while. It's just, like, probably Rayman Legends, so... yeah, I think I'm jonesing for something like that. That thing really impressed me for what I saw during that championship.
Yeah, also, again, I'll recommend it once more. The kind of funny interview with Ego Raptor, he talks about kind of like a little bit of behind-the-scenes stuff of that Nintendo World Championship. And everybody was working together. Like, before it started, they're like, we think the first dungeon of The Legend of Zelda is going to be one of the challenges, so let's all work together, and we're all going to go over the route that's the best route, and like that way it's like a real competition. We are all on the same footing, so stuff like that. Highly recommended. Yeah, no, that Nintendo World Championship definitely. If you were going to be sold on Super Mario Maker, that was where it was going to happen. Walk into a room, 3 Bowsers stacked on top of each other. Fuck it, I'm out. That was awesome.
Oh, and a quick mention of Just Cause 3. That game looks fucking rad. But
Yeah, that
that's
game
everything.
does look fucking great. Even though like I'm not interested in it at all, like I respect what that game is doing. Like the utmost respect for all of the explosions. What about you, Scott? What did you get excited about?
It's pretty much a tie between two.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Dishonored 2 and
Yeah, Dishonored 2 looks awesome.
Dishonored 2 and the Triforce Heroes things.
Okay. I would say.
Because I'm still pretty iffy on everything else.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's what I go to you for, Scott. Is you to be iffy on stuff. Triforce Heroes looks awesome. That's gonna be it, Scott. That's gonna be your jam. I know it.
Yeah, I hope it will be.
Mm-hmm.
I hope the bombs and the boomerangs still act the way they used to.
We can hope so.
For your reference, you could pull bombs with your boomerang.
Yeah, I remember.
And then you run them into Alex.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or the alternative is you have a Tony hold a bomb, you pick up Alex, then you throw Alex into Tony.
Or if you're Alex and you're at the top of the totem, you just hold a bomb until it blows up and kills everybody in the totem. I hope you can do that.
I can throw the boomerang at you, stun you.
Tony's saying stuff.
Oh, Tony wants our attention now, all of a sudden, huh?
You forgot to mention something. That's where you should start.
Oh, I forgot to mention I played GTA Online for like 3 hours. I struggle to find that shit to do at all. So, I don't know if I'll go back. Not a fan. Mostly everything in terms of upgrading cars and stuff being locked until you get to like rank 300. Fact, because fuck Alex. Okay, I'm guessing the fact because fuck Alex thing was in reference to Triforce Heroes, so. Alright. Cool.
So, yeah, because we had that conversation, that game.
Yeah. No, I'm super pumped. We're gonna have fun with that. Dishonored 2 also really, really excited about whatever that game's picking up. For me, things I'm excited about, it's Ryu from Super Smash Brothers. That's it. The game of the show. No, I'm just kidding. Dishonored 2, Fallout 4, those things we talked about. We have a Google Hangout that actually has all of us in it that we talked about on Sunday with that, so you can go watch that. Halo 5 looks really cool. Like, Recore looks awesome.
Yeah, how does that... I'm sorry, because I wasn't there for...
Yeah.
When you were talking about it. How did that resonate with you? Halo 5.
They're doing the thing... one, Nathan Fillion's in it. So, like, I'm kind of on board. They're doing the thing they did with Halo 2 that I thought was really great with Halo 2, where you play half the campaign as one person and half the campaign as another, as the Master Chief. I'm super on board with that.
Nice.
Like, that was one of my favorite parts about Halo 2, and it's like it's 2 sets of 4-man squads, and it seems like all of the characters on the squad have, like, personalities a la ODST and Halo Reach. Again, those are the 2 I haven't played yet. So like that seems really cool. Like there's multiple characters that are kind of playing off of each other, but also like there's gonna be 2 sets of them. And I'm probably gonna play through this game cooperatively since I've got like 4 people now that I know are probably gonna get it, which is Joe, Tyrone, and our good friend Justin Graffius. And Joe and Tyrone, who I played Halo 3 and 4 cooperatively with when I played through in the Master Chief Collection, so that's gonna be really cool. Like, I feel like that's gonna be a really, really worthwhile experience for me.
When was the last time you done that? Like, go through an entire campaign co-op?
Gears of War 3. Long time ago, and I loved because Gears of War 3 was 4 people. We had a fucking great time doing it. So, I played through all of that with Joe as well. So, but I didn't play through the whole game for people, just certain parts of it.
Right.
So, I'm really excited for that to be my experience with Halo 5. And apparently Halo 5 Warzone is awesome. That's it's like a MOBA-esque multiplayer mode. And dude, whatever, I'm on board. Recore, backwards compatibility, obviously. Dark Souls 3, I'm very interested in. I'm so excited for The Division.
Are you now?
I'm really excited. Like, every time I see that game and hear, like, it's like an action RPG, it's gonna be good. Like, you just loot, you go into these Dark Zone sections where you can fuck over other players and stuff. I'm like, this all sounds kind of weirdly Dark Souls meets, like, action RPG, or, like meets, like, a loot RPG. I'm like, I'm really, like, I'm trying to contain myself so I'm not disappointed or anything, but I'm really excited for that. Tacoma looks amazing. So does Firewatch. Just while I'm thinking about it. Rise of the Tomb Raider. Gears of War Ultimate Edition, if it's not like way too expensive, which it probably will be.
Could you see Gears of War 4? That screen was super dark. I couldn't see.
It was
crap.
rough, especially because we had glare like where we were sitting, like coming from the window behind us on the TV. It was a nightmare to watch. I watched it again later. It's still dark, you know. It reminds me of like the kind of horror-esque areas of the previous Gears of War games, which I really liked.
Mm-hmm.
But again, that Gears 4 just looks like Gears of War. I'm like, don't do this. Don't do another of these. Don't do the easy thing. Like, do something different.
Mm.
And there was more of like people running around and shooting as opposed to being behind cover.
And a lot more banter too.
Yeah, a lot more talking with Laura Bailey, that Gears 4 demo. That had me excited. Tell you what, Persona 4 dancing all night, just because of there's a specific GIF out there that involves one Greg Miller and Teddy dancing.
Mm.
If you haven't seen it, Nabushin.
I've seen it.
Oh,
I
yeah,
retweeted it.
Yeah, you did. Mass Effect Andromeda. I'm excited for the FMV in Need for Speed. That's all I'm going to say. Star Wars Battlefront looks awesome. I'm looking through Ubisoft.
I thought this question was most excited for.
What? I know. I'm just going through all the things I am excited, and I'll pick one out. Last Guardian, Horizon, Hitman. I'm actually excited for.
Oh, fucking Horizon! Horizon looks great too. I don't know why I skipped on that, but yeah, that game looks great.
Battlefront again. Going through Sony now, Nintendo. Obviously, I said Zelda Triforce Heroes, Yoshi's Woolly World, and Mario and Luigi Paper Jam, and obviously Fire Emblem, but I'm not really sure when those are going to come out. And Kingdom Hearts 3. That game, I think, I'm a little bit excited about. Maybe just a teensy bit. Overall, though, most exciting, it's kind of a tie between Sea of Thieves.
Really?
And Horizon Zero Dawn. And I was thinking about it, I'm excited. I'm like really excited for Fallout 4. But again, it's muted after playing The Witcher and stuff. It doesn't mean it's not there. It's just like I'm not like really loud about it. And like I'm really excited for this 3DS Zelda game. I'm really excited for Final Fantasy VII Remake. Really excited. Kingdom Hearts 3, pumped. But like I'm really excited for these completely new things. Like Horizon looks like Tomb Raider with fucking robots, and I'm so excited about that. Like as soon as I was like halfway through that demo, when you see like her like slide under the fucking dinosaur and shoot it under its belly, I was like, this game looks fucking incredible. And apparently it's a seamless open world with no load screens. You know, I've been fool me once, I understand, but that sounds awesome. And Sea of Thieves, it just looks like a really whimsical game that I could get into. And like I'm probably going to end up playing it mostly by myself. But it could be like one of those journey things where people just kind of come into your world and like they're just playing with you as well. But like it reminds me a lot of like the rare whimsy, exploration, and the pirate parts of Sly Cooper 3. So, but it's got this great style. It looks amazing. Like when he was looking at the ocean waves, like going, it looked incredible. And like there's this one scene where like they're all like holding lanterns, walking on an island, and they find like a treasure chest full of treasure, and they get attacked by like skeleton pirates. I'm like, this looks so cool. Like it looks like going on adventures. So like it's between those two. Recore, if they had shown like what that game looks like when it's running, I would have been more excited about. But yeah, it's those two for sure. I was just really excited about new things. So my other question I wrote in here is like, what did you want to play the most? Which kind of is the same thing. I really want to play the HoloLens the most. I want to use that. Of all the things I saw, that's the thing I want to see in person. So, I don't know if either of you had anything for that.
The Super Mario Maker.
Yeah. And Scott, I'm guessing Triforce Heroes still.
Well, I can very well guess how that one plays out.
Mm-hmm.
So I can wait for that one.
Uh-huh. What, anything else you
However,
want to play?
Doom looks like the kind of shooter that I like. On the other hand,
Oh, yeah,
a
Doom.
lot of those shooters end up just being bad.
Yeah. So you want to believe in that game.
Yeah, the ones that I like that are good are very old. Nobody plays them anymore.
Mm-hmm.
The
It
ones
looks old
that
school, so
the ones that are like that game that are newer are just bad.
yeah. You're right.
So
Doom looks really impressive. Like,
I kind of want to know.
yeah. Like, Doom is one of those things, like, I didn't think I'd be even at all interested in Doom, but there's something about, like, the speed of it and the arcadiness of it that does look cool. I'm with you, Scott. Like, I'm interested in how that plays before I want to go any further with it, as far as excitement is concerned.
Mm-hmm.
And how do you feel about E3 overall as a viewer? Scott, you said you were disappointed.
Oh yeah.
Not. What?
No, this guy's like, yeah, I'm just like just shaking his fist into the air or something right now.
Fuck E3!
Yeah, the big thing about almost everything I saw is I saw something with every game going horribly wrong specifically for me.
Mm-hmm. Scott's one of those picky gamers, like Evan.
Well,
I'm just kidding.
not like Evan.
Not like
Evan has a terrible case of picky gamer because like his games have to be a specific kind of bad.
They need to be an Assassin's Creed kind of bad.
I got it. Murder Soul Suspect.
Yeah. No, I mean, like, Scott, you know, you've been on record before as saying, like, I buy, like, 3 games a year, and I play all those games throughout the whole year. It's like, I understand.
Right.
I think there will be stuff from here that you will get into, but it's hard to know now, especially with most of them being like, hey,
Well, I
it's
mean,
coming out
like
sometime.
Kingdom Hearts is yes. Of
Mhm.
course, I'm going to be excited from that. That's going to be good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
No,
think so.
that's going to be really good.
Yeah.
But it's so far off.
Yeah.
So it's like, there was really not too much of a point of them showing it this year, rather than like say next year or the year after.
Well,
Yeah.
Because like you're like the only person like saying that game's that's gonna be a Star Fox Ghost, or no, what is StarCraft Ghost?
Yeah.
It's just going not there anymore.
It's just gone forever.
You're like the only person saying that.
Yeah. A lot of people are like way too like, yeah, this is happening, it's coming out soon. I'm like, it's not coming out soon. I know
It's
that.
not coming out soon. We both know that.
It's like minimum, like I said, minimum 2017. And I feel like that's being hopeful. But like, I'm confident that that Final Fantasy 15 is going to come out next year, at least in Japan. Possibly this year in Japan, but probably not. Definitely not. Never mind. What am I saying?
2015. Final Fantasy 15, 2015.
It makes
in
too
Japan.
much sense now, Machine. When has Square X made sense at all? So, like, if Final Fantasy 15 comes out next year, they don't need Kingdom Hearts to come out next year. After that, it's fair game, but...
Right, so I mean, like, next year's E3 is when they could have shown that, and it'd been, like, great presentation. We could have been super hyped on it. We might even had a quarter window release date.
Yeah.
But they don't have a release date on it.
Yeah, they
Along with a
continue
ton of
to
other
say
things.
still
So
in
anything-
development.
Anything that doesn't have a release window on it, immediately out of the window.
Yeah.
Because then we're probably going to see either more of it at a different press conference,
Mm-hmm.
and once again, that hype train is going to be because
Yeah.
the timing's just bad.
Yeah, yeah.
And nope, Panther's gone.
Yeah. This is why I'm glad that you're on the show, though, Scott. And same with you now, Shin, because like other than you forgetting things, like just flying out the window, it's just you agree with me. It's like the whole Sony thing. It's like, you know, you announced a lot of cool shit, but like all you had to show were like third-party exclusives. Like, oh, Sony has the Call of Duty DLC now. That's big. That's huge. There are a lot of people that will buy PS4s just because of that. I guarantee.
Right.
It. But like, you know, that's not. Like,
But they needed like two things.
Yeah.
One, at least, okay, they needed really one thing. An exclusive that's coming out
in 2015?
2015 or New Year's 2016.
What, like January?
January.
Yeah. And they didn't have any of that. Like, I think Uncharted's going to come out in like March.
But they had Uncharted, which was their exclusive, but they didn't have anything coming out.
Yeah. They didn't even give a release date.
Unfolded.
Yeah, Tearaway Unfolded. They didn't even give a release date for Uncharted, which I thought was weird. They just ended the press conference after that was over. And that was super weird.
So, I mean, like, yeah, if you've never seen those kinds of things before, I guess Sony's was great. But if you've watched E3 before, it's... What? Yeah. Why are you getting excited?
Yeah. Sure. Unoption, how did you feel about it overall?
I thought it was one of the better E3s. Not so much for myself, but for like other people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know if you saw that video I sent to you of like how excited they were. Game trailers with Kyle Bossman and Michael Hubert.
I haven't.
Because like they were streaming themselves like because you know they were being professional and talking over the conference and stuff like that, but like they were like legitimately getting excited for stuff like The Last Guardian and Final Fantasy 7. And when Shenmue 3 came on and like Michael Hubert was just like, he was just bawling. He could not believe it. They were jumping up, they were cheering, they were knocking over chairs, they were hugging each other, and it was like oh, that's so great for you. Like, I'm so happy for you. Mm-hmm. I don't care, but like I'm happy that that this thing that you thought would never exist. Well, the thing that never existed for so many years has finally come, and you got so happy, so excited that it can even be a thing, that it can even exist anymore, even have a chance of being exist. So I just thought it was like one of the better ones for just the excitement, because like I don't think we had that much excitement since like the whole DRM shit from E3. So like yeah, I just think it's pretty good.
Yeah, I was definitely like, there was a lot of things like the Sony press conference just to get excited about, you know, even though they're not coming out, whatever. Like, my heart was racing when that Final Fantasy 7 remake got announced. Like, because me and my brother Brady watched that original tech demo trailer like so long ago. Like, that was 2005 when it came out. And we were so excited. It's like, what if they actually do this? And then they said they're not, and we were just downtrodden. And then they're like, yeah, now we're doing it. And it's just like, I texted my brother immediately, and I'm like, Brady, they're fucking doing it. And he like sent me this picture of him like just losing his mind. So like, regardless of the fact, like, you know, the reality of that's not coming out anytime soon, it was still something to get excited about. You know, I was really happy. I was really optimistic after this E3. Is like, the big thing was because, one, there was a lot to get excited about. Two, there's a lot of games, especially from Microsoft, coming out this year, and third parties, like Fallout's this year, Metal Gear Solid 5's this year. You know, like a lot of just great stuff to play this year. And two, because everybody is like making new games. Fucking Sea of Thieves, Recore, Horizon. Like, these are all new games that look amazing. So, I was really excited. It was a good feeling coming out of C3. And plus VR sounds like legit. Like, it sounds fucking awesome. Everything I've heard about it's like there was this one demo that Dan Reichert played apparently from Giant Bomb that just made him like bubbly for hours afterwards, because he was like, it was fucking amazing. It blew my mind. My mind was melting. And
was it the nacho cheese game?
Yeah, it was the nacho cheese. It was the nacho cheese fountain game where craft singles just fell off. No, because I was watching, and obviously you watch it as well, the Giant Bomb post content, like they were talking about it, and Jeff Gersman said something during his, like, Dan Riker was playing this VR game with one other person where, like, their faces and hands were floating in the air or whatever, and then when the other guy took off his Oculus, he, like, disappeared from the game, like he jacked out, and that single thing why it was just like, this is like, yeah, that's what I want to hear. So yeah, VR, like, this has been the big E3 for VR, and like, that's cool. What about you, Tony? Tony's gone. Never mind. He unmuted himself, and I was like, Tony, are you back? But no. We did get an email from our good friend Justin Graffius about E3, so I'd like to read it here for you. I'm reading it on my phone, so I don't have music for it.
Final Fantasy 14 expansion.
It's
that's
pretty
the
long.
That's a pretty one I'm excited for. Why didn't they show Persona 5? Other things Justin like. Danganronpa, Junko, words.
Junko. Word.
He's pretty up on Kingdom Hearts 3, so there's that.
Yeah, so let's see. I like the speculation. I haven't read this email yet, so he says, hey, from Justin Graffius, mailsack@irrationalpassions.com is the email address. Hey, so I just wanted to chime in on my favorite games of E3 as well, and I will go by publisher that I remember, and I will only say games that are new and never been announced, only because this list would be 10 times longer with already announced games. Fair enough. He says, from Nintendo, Fatal Frame, Maiden of Blackwater. I love these games despite never actually getting around to fully beating them. This one looks amazing, definitely one I will be picking up. Mario Tennis, because I like Mario Tennis, enough said. Mario and Luigi, Paper Mario and Luigi. The real name, it should be, yes, I agree. They should make a Paper Mario and Luigi game. He says, because it's Paper Mario and Mario and Luigi, games in one, aka Dream Come True. And he says, Yokai Watch, Yokai Watch, in just all caps. I don't know what he means by that. He says, Square Enix, Final Fantasy VII Remake, I cried when it was announced, damn it. My heart was racing when it was announced, I'll say that for sure. World of Final Fantasy, cute, chibi Final Fantasy enemies and heroes, yes please. Kingdom Hearts Key, get hyped. Kingdom Hearts 3, of course this is here. Tangled World looks pretty as hell. And Teacups. One thing I was going to say about Kingdom Hearts, it looks like they're finally realizing their dream of, like, each world is like a seamless open world. Like, there's no loading between them. Which, if you think about it,
never crossed my mind.
Yeah, that crossed my mind. Remember that there's that part in the Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer where he's like jumps down this huge fucking chasm in the Tangled World because he was going up a mountain. And it's just like going down. I'm like, they never had like PS3 technology. They probably could have done that shit on PS3.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But like they never did. So I imagine it's just like you just go. It's like one seamless open world for each world. That sounds amazing. Anyway, Nier 2, unknown language of excitement yelled out, he says in asterisks. For EA, Justin says, Mirror's Edge Catalyst, more Mirror's Edge, Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2, more Garden Warfare. For Ubisoft, he says, Rainbow Six Siege, that mode they showed during their conferences has me very interested and probably be the only mode I would play minus a single player. For Honor, this strategic sword combat has me, as I was watching the initial video, it is always a mechanic that interested me when it was implemented in the environments also interests me. I don't know about For Honored. I'll put it out there. I just don't know. For Microsoft, he says, Cuphead, beautiful cartoon action. That art style hit me with Hanna-Barbera nostalgia and immediately got me hooked. Rare Collection
Hanna-Barbera.
Hanna-Barbera. I know. I would say more Warner Brothers or Disney. That's what I would jump to.
It's totally Disney.
Yeah. I mean, it's obviously very Disney, but also like 50s Warner Brothers as well to a little bit less of an extent. But he says, Rare Collection, $1 for all the games on there, and there are some on there I haven't played before, and yes, I do want to play Grabbed by the Ghoulies again. Sea of Thieves, Pirates plus Rare, do I need to say more? Gears 4, I love playing 1 and 2, and kind of fell off playing 3, and never played Judgment, so I'm ready for a new Gears game. And he said, from Sony's Horizon Zero Dawn, Looks like a really fun action game. I don't know why, but I always was hoping Guerrilla Games would make an action game, and the gameplay did not disappoint. Shenmue 3. Alright, guys. That's it. I'm out. Need to go look for some sailors. So, thank you, Justin. There's a lot of good stuff on that list. For Honor. Not sure about that game. That's all I got. Apparently Tony is here also. I just want to establish as the Tony Chronicles continue, he got muted or something.
I'm trying to see if I can fix it, but I don't know what's up. He said he needs help.
Tony, try talking. Nope. Okay. Tony's dead. I'm hardware muted because reasons. Okay. So Tony's dead. Well, I guess without Tony's commentary / reactions from E3, that's it for the show. A lot of exciting stuff. Even Scott, the cynical one of us, had at least 2 things he was excited about. That's impressive.
I was excited about stuff last year.
I know, I'm just teasing you, Scott. Alright, let's wrap it up then. I've been going for a little while. I gotta eat. I haven't eaten yet today, so. You can be a part of the show and email us just like Justin did. Just send us emails to mailsack@irrationalpassions.com. You can leave us a voicemail at 404-590-1337. Standard long distance fees do apply, if you prefer that. Some other stuff. All of us are on Twitter. It's the best way to get a hold of each of us. I am at AlFighter27. Scott is at WhatTechuz. Nabishin is at NabeShin186. And Tony's at Tony Horvath, all one word. Other stuff, rate and review us on iTunes and Stitcher. Follow the show and the site on Twitter at IrratonalPod. Go to VGEvo.com. Check out the awesome forums and podcast network that we are a part of there. Go to our YouTube page, youtube.com/IrrationalPassions. Watch me play Paper Mario The 1,000-Year Door. And tell your friends. Word of mouth is the best way to spread the love. Now, also on our YouTube page, all of our post-show content. We did post-shows for all the press conferences except for Nintendo and Square Enix. We did that tonight here on this podcast, so you can see our reactions live there, especially Bethesda, because it has all of us in it. So, anything else you need, irrationalpassions.com. Check that out. Monthly Passions will be up. Article I'm writing will be up. It's all going to be great. So, that's it. That's the show. No closing topic this week, because I'm exhausted. So, let's close it out. Thank you, Nabishin. Thank you, Scott. Thank you, Tony. Wherever you are. In whatever dreamscape you have found yourself. For joining me this evening. Thank you to our good friend Danny Wiesner for his opening music of Two Player Co-op, and the closing music we used, The World is Saved. Don't forget to check out Bakers and Sailors on iTunes or DannyWiesner.bandcamp.com. And thank you so much to you, listener, for listening. Couldn't do the show without you. I love you guys. I've been your host, Alex O'Neill. Play your games, stay irrational. We'll talk to you guys next week.
Les enfants terribles.
I love the fucking font you use for that.
He wants you to do it, Scott.
Les enfants terribles.
Oh, whoops. Titles, Steam sales. Wait on your forehead. Don't make it a hashtag. What? I need help with this one.
Smiggle fam?
Smiggle fam.
Whatever you fucking said, Alex.
Yeah, whatever.
I also can't pronounce that one in italics.
Les enfants terribles.
I don't know what that means either. Desu
What's
Hawaii.
it,
The terrible
terrible
children.
children?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Rhythm Games Hipster Tony. Hashtag why don't you date, Alex. Where are you pointing at? Heavy Seas. One of the many single reasons.
That one's really good.
Gotta get that cash money. Picky Gamer. The Nacho Cheese Game.
I'm gonna go with one of the many single reasons. Because that makes me laugh. That's good.
What was Heavy Seas again? I wrote it down, and I don't even remember.
I said Heavy Seas instead of Sea of Thieves. It's a brand of beer.
That's right. That's right.
What do you like, Nabishin? Other than Les Enfants Terribles.
Probably one of the many reasons, honestly.
Yeah. Scott? Like, the only way I can get you into the Google Doc is if you fucking... Sometimes for news recently, because I've been posting the link for you guys, and for the titles.
Yep. I'm down with one of the many single reasons, or the Nacho Cheese game.
Okay, let's do one of the many single reasons. I'll say the number, Scott, you can say the title.
Alright.
You're listening to Irrational Passions Podcast, episode 232.
For one of the many single reasons.
Ba-da-bum.
Stop recording.
Hey, Tony, you can stop recording. Thank you to our video viewers. We love you guys, as always. And, peace.
Hey, look, I stopped recording before you guys